This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Fuck you mean, bitch, it's baby Heems. Nehru jacket Heems. OG hipster rap. Hey, yes, that's racist, bro. Please keep your mouth shut. He lays bars on wax. Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. The Raja of racism. The actual first brown boy to get it poppin'. The Prince of Pizza Hut. The big boss of Taco Bell. He's the combination Prince of Pizza Hut and big boss of Taco Bell. Jeez. The head honcho of hipster rap. Is it too late now to say Suri?
Oh, my.
The Sultan of Silks. The Sweatshop Shaman. Return of the Audio Mac. He's the joke rap joker, baby. Bourdain's Queens Boulevard buddy. Rapper Himanshu Heems Suri. Himanshu, how are you, buddy?
I'm okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. I used to do shit like that. I used to give
Hopefully
myself
better than
nicknames.
that, dude.
Oh, way better.
That was little kids boppy.
You want to know right now. Thanks, why don't you do it next time?
Yeah.
What's up?
Heems in the building.
Thanks
What's
for
going
coming
on?
in from the fucking,
I'm a little overwhelmed.
Thanks for
by
bridge and
that.
tunneling it over.
Yeah. Suburban Heems.
You're a rapper.
King of Long Island, yeah.
The
Fuck
Lord of
Billy
Long
Joel.
Island.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling stranger now that you just did that.
You're not too sweaty?
You're taking him back.
No, I mean, I'm feeling a little sweaty. Yeah.
It's supposed to
reacting
break
that.
down the barriers with the guests, but I feel like
I erected them.
that just reversed the effect.
like
I
10
just-
minutes chilling, catching up, and now you're like, whoa,
Yeah. I
I
just feel
gotta
like,
fuck this, dude.
is that what I've been doing to people like over the last 10 years? You know, like, geez.
Well, welcome, bro.
What's up, guys?
We're happy to
Chilling.
have
How's
you.
it
How are
going? Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
Do you
Fuck.
consider you're a rapper? Is that how you
I'm
want
a
to be
rapper.
introduced?
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't consider myself a rapper anymore. I'm
An ex-rapper?
yeah, a recovering artist is how
do
I would
rappers
put
ever
it.
retire?
Yeah. Well, Jay-Z tried.
I feel like it's like once you're the president, so like
You don't
once
get
the
like a
president once.
401k or anything
yeah.
like that.
Well,
No, or
There's no
like
pension in
You
rap?
don't get a Rolex
Fuck
from
the labels.
your manager after 25 years. No. But yeah, you collect royalties if you own your masters. So
Yeah?
that's nice. But
Do you own your masters?
yeah, most of them, yeah.
How are the royalties looking for a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell?
I guess they went up after the TikTok meme.
Yeah?
You know, where
Little
people
bump?
were talking about their
Mixed race parents?
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Which is honestly like, what a way to further the legacy and then get paid at the same time.
it's good because we barely made money back then.
Yeah, right.
It was a
Except when
fucking mixtape song. I never put in an ad.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's
Except when
finally-
it's like white girls being like, oh, my dad's Scottish, my mom's like of Germanic descent. And it's like, all right.
So you're white? Well, that person's just
Exactly.
white, dude.
Well, white people are the most diverse it gets, really.
It's true.
Wow.
Bars.
Bars. Heems, we're so happy to have you. Long time coming. The first thing we want to do is a little fit check where you're going to walk us and the audience at home through the totality of your fit today. The choice for you, sir, is you can start top down or you can go bottom up.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to go bottom up.
Oh, nailed it.
yeah.
I'm gonna go
Well
bottom
done.
up. Bought some Prada boots recently.
Those
Yeah.
are fucking nice,
Big
dude.
stompers.
Put some money into Prada.
Yeah.
Some stompers.
Took you about 10 minutes to unlace them to get
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
the apartment.
Yeah, it's
Is-
great.
is
and
Prada
you know,
your-
being Indian, you take your shoes off everywhere you go.
Exactly,
So
dude.
you got to know like where you're going to wear those to or not. If you're going in an Indian
Yeah, not
household,
those
you do not
efficient
wear them.
stompers, to be real.
No. And then I think those like there's some that come with the big like pouch thing. It didn't not those.
The
and
dust
then,
bag?
what is it?
The dust bag? Or
No,
you
it's
like
like
the
a pouch
pockets?
on the
Oh,
It's a
ankle.
big ass-
Yeah, yeah,
the Raph
yeah.
Simmons pocket.
Yeah.
The cargo pocket.
Is that what it is? I don't know. You're gonna find out over the course of the next hour. I don't know anything about clothing, which makes this more and more.
You know
But
enough to spend your money at Prada?
Yeah, there we go. So that's the boots. They're part nylon, part like regular stomper, and then some simple APC jeans.
What are the socks, though?
I don't know. Mon foot.
On the foot?
French for my foot.
Yeah.
So I took my jeans. I wanted to get like a couple of jeans tailored on the length, and in the neighborhood in like Hicksville, Long Island, near where I live, big Indian neighborhood, Long Island.
Really? Hicksville is?
Yeah, it's called Hicksville, but it's very
Ironic name.
very
Yeah.
Punjabi. Yeah. And so I Google like where the tailor was. My Indian guy shut down, and so I find this other tailor. And I pull up, and it's just a house, and there's just an old Punjabi uncle in there.
Oh, sick. Dude, just pulled
And,
up to the crib?
Yeah, and so I gave him like 4 pairs of jeans, and I was like, "This is the fifth. This is the one I want it like modeled on." And he's like, "All right, cool. Come back tomorrow." And there's like all these aunties in there getting like sized up for their like Indian clothes and stuff. And I come back tomorrow and he's like, yeah, $10 each. And he's like, by the way, I changed the fitting of all of them too. It's like, I made them more fashionable.
Oh, really?
So it was all these like straight leg kind of boot cut jeans
that are now
would be
what? Like,
Slim straight?
a little more appropriate for those boots that are all just kind of skinny jeans.
oh no.
Damn, dude. He just took the power into his own hands and was like, I'm gonna do what I think is right.
Which, if is any like telling from my Punjabi parents, is just the norm. So it's fine. Yeah.
So is that what you're wearing? The kind of slim down.
I guess, yeah, these are the
from
jeans.
the Hicksville Punjabi tailor.
Yeah, from Prince Tailors in Hicksville. Shouts out Uncle Prince. And then
Indian guys are some of the best tailors. My tailor in Midtown, Wazeen, shout him out. He's Indian too.
Indian
They
tailors are great.
they're
Yeah.
nice with
they
it,
do
bro.
their thing. You Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
You got to go see the Indian tailors out there.
yeah.
Respect.
Definitely did that.
Okay, so we got the custom Punjabi jeans.
Yeah, Arsenal jerseys are the laziest thing I do. I wear them pretty much
How many
all
do you
the
have?
time. Oh, well, I only became like a fan in like the last 4 years or so, but maybe like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
curse yourself by following such a fucking disappointing, terrible
It-
squad?
It seemed like easier to come to from being a Knicks fan,
Okay,
Then
touche.
I-
Yeah,
and then
you're already at rock bottom, so
yeah.
it's like,
yeah,
fuck
I'm
it.
used to like the
Misery
the
loves company.
shit talk. Like I like
Yeah.
the whatever
You're a glutton for
masochistic shit
punishment.
talk.
Is
Hey,
what
there
we're
we go.
saying.
Yeah. And then I guess I hung out a lot in North London and stuff mostly too. So it felt like if I had to pick a quote unquote local club for me, like pretending to be a guy who's in
Right.
England a lot, it would be
Sure,
Arsenal.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Then the watch is Longines. How do you say it?
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
that's
Versace.
No, Longines.
Montfort.
Yeah.
And
They're all Frenched up, bro. The APC Punjabi fusions and the
didn't know they were
Longines.
French.
Yeah,
So-
APC.
Apese.
Apese.
No?
But we're turning that P to Punjabi, dude.
Yeah. Punjabi C.
There it
founder
is.
of APC. He has done some things where you can point at them and go, "Yo, that's racist."
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
is it?
yeah.
but he's
Just him.
But he's-
Algerian.
But if you didn't wear like racist people's clothing,
What's up?
I mean, if you
There would be
didn't
nothing
wear
to wear.
clothes made
Yeah,
by
exactly.
like racists,
I got to burn
or-
all my Dolce, all my Hugo Boss.
Yeah,
All my Jean Paul Gaultier.
Yeah.
I'm sure Prada somewhere in there, right?
I don't know.
Probably.
They're
All my
pretty
Chanel.
fucking. Well,
All
yeah.
my Coco Chanel. You know.
Yeah. Well, the Tommy Hilfiger or no?
Well,
What was the final verdict on-
He was pretty.
I think that was an urban legend.
I
Yeah.
think the explicitness of his racism is the urban legend. Like, I don't know if he like went on Oprah and was like, "Black people can't wear." my
Meanwhile,
clothes,"
like the
but-
head of Nautica was really racist, and no
Yeah,
one gave a
exactly,
shit because it
yeah.
was Nautica.
But I think I think the whole thing is that
Helly
they
Hansen
weren't
had a
happy.
conniption.
Yeah, exactly.
But they say that about Ralph and Tommy. None of those. They didn't want. That's not the customer base that they wanted.
Right.
Which of course made them cool and relevant. But hard to tell an old white guy that
I miss those days though.
the racist days.
No, just those days like Tommy and Polo.
Oh,
And
yeah.
nostalgic.
Were you
Kind of
were you like a lowhead?
nothing like that, but I'd go to Macy's and buy those 3 brands primarily.
Did
and
you
then,
boost at all, or were you?
No, I would steal the little orange squishy things on the Nautica clothes and then put them on my JanSport.
Okay.
But I didn't like steal or anything
Right.
else. Middle class Indian kid. No.
Right. Okay. Respect.
Not clothes I didn't steal.
What
Upstanding member of
would you
society.
steal?
Not clothes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Where's the statute of limitations on not
Right.
clothes? And then what's the cap?
This was a pre 9/11
Oh, the
world.
cap is from The Best Man, which I guess is a movie starring Tay Diggs.
Yeah, it's a sequel to there's a sequel and I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about? It's like 2 movies. And-
I remember seeing like an hour of it and actually like being, well, I can watch like really, a lot of romantic comedies and stuff and watching it and being like, this is a good cast and enjoying it for like an hour or so.
Is romantic
This-
comedy is that your preferred genre?
In some ways it's fallen off. It's hard to now like be a fan of the genre, but yeah, I would say that was again like my entry point being like Bollywood. That was the easiest shit to like comprehend and be like, this is what I know.
Lawrence just did some hard hitting research.
So
on
The
yeah,
Best
Best
Man
Man, yeah.
is the 1999 original. The Best Man Holiday is the sequel that came out in 2013.
Starring Tay Diggs and who else?
course.
The ensemble cast.
Let's see here. We got Tay Diggs, Neil Long,
Neil
Regina
Long.
Hall.
Regina.
And then that's all that's listed.
There's
in the
no-
first paragraph of Wikipedia.
Morris Chestwood.
Morris Chestnut for sure.
Chestwood.
Yeah. Chestnut?
Chestnut.
Yeah. Him too. Yeah.
He's in it, right?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Insane man.
Who else? Monica Calhoun. Melissa
Megan Good.
D'Souza.
Was Megan Good in it?
No,
Oh,
not Megan.
damn
Good.
it. I'm
Before
gonna
her
burn
time.
this fucking hat.
Wait, is that from? So is that a real? Is that from '99 or did you like? Is that? Do you have that made in the mall?
No, I got it on eBay, man.
That's cast and crew. dude.
My Hitch shirt didn't come in. That was crew.
Are you
I don't
wearing a
know
lot
about
of rom com merch off eBay?
I guess in the last couple of weeks,
It's been Arsenal jerseys and rom-com merch.
You're all over the place,
a
dog.
Hitch cast and crew shirt, a failure to launch tank top.
Oh, right, I saw that on
announcing
Twitter.
it on
And a
DVD.
bunch of and some skinny jeans and
Skinny jeans.
No, dude.
And, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
you're just living. You're like high school Heems. You're like sty high Heems.
I guess I'm stuck in a time warp and I haven't like matured in 20 years, if that's what you mean. Yeah.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah.
Just
So
frozen.
we're still
in
just
ice.
stuck in high school,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's right.
We
You
went to
guys-
high school together.
We did go to high
people,
school.
I don't know if people know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Himanshu.
But you're older than us.
Yeah.
I think you're a year older.
One
You
grade?
started a
One or two. One
Yeah.
grade.
One grade.
2 grades.
1 or 2
You
grades.
started. Can I talk about the gang that you started?
I didn't start the gang, but go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Third. What was it?
Third world fam.
Third world. Third
yeah,
world.
3
fam.
dub, 3W, third world fam.
I wasn't allowed in.
You ready?
3
Did
dub
you try to
fam,
get
dude.
in?
I don't think so. I wasn't. I was too yellow or too
No,
white.
we had a couple Asians.
Really?
Yeah, we had one white dude too. Austin.
Who?
Austin
Oh,
H.
well, that's just
Can you, do you have to get jumped in, or is it
no.
like,
That's
what is
affirmative.
it?
That's you had your
There-
affirmative action with the one white guy.
we had him in on the affirmative action clause. You didn't have to get jumped in. There was another crew of like Latino and black kids, which is a smaller population at Sty, and they made up a gang called Platano Rangers, which is and we're
Hell
all
yeah.
we're all kind of like nerdy kids trying to get
Right.
into Ivy League colleges at this math and science high school. None of us like really have any like claim to like
Gang
like
activity?
life.
Yeah,
Well,
violence.
actually, some of the kids that like hung out with us, they were part of what was CCC, the Caribbean Culture Club.
Mm.
So their gang grew out of the
Sure.
after school culture club. But
There was a Chinese kid that got fucking sliced open by a yakuza, by like a son of a yakuza.
while we were in high school,
Yeah, and then he came back and he had a scar like all the way up his body. It was
Japanese on
nuts.
Chinese crime?
I didn't know anything about that.
Was
I
he
knew-
triad? Was it like a
I don't know.
Do you know about like the
Did.
crossfire beefs, like when people were getting like slashed and like into big ass
Crossfire.
fights over? No, what was Cross Strike? Counter Strike?
Counter Strike? Because
Yeah.
Crossfire's that game with
Right,
the
right.
Crossfire.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 7-year-olds.
Wait, there was Counter Strike beef.
shooting their crossfires
So
at
wait,
each other.
Third World Fam grew out of in funny Indian science fashion mp3world.com,
Oh my God.
which was actually would have been fucking dope if they like stuck with it was a file kind of like an mp3 website one of our friends Manin made. And then from there, it became three world, third world. And yeah, we were like 30 to 40 minority kids, mostly at Stuyvesant and another specialized science.
All
at
wearing
high
North
school.
Faces.
Well, everyone at that in high school wore North
that was peak
Faces.
North Face.
Like Yankee.
There was a
hats,
fight.
Air
There was a big
Forces.
fight over a Korean kid was selling fake North Faces to the white kids, and there's a fight over that.
I have a North Face story, but
Let's hear
the
it.
statute of limitations on it.
Oh,
what was it, like 20 years ago?
we had friends that went to other high schools too and stuff, and so like to them there was like these Stuyvesant's a joke, and like you deal with that growing up in New York City.
Yeah,
Oh, you
you'll
go to
just
I just felt like a
Stuyvesant.
nerd or dweeb
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever.
just
Let's
fucking
gang up so
nerd,
they stop
yeah.
making fun of us. We'll
So-
call it third
So I
world.
think there was like a school dance at Sty, and our friends from other schools are like, "All right, these are marks, so let's go over there and pick up like 20 North Face jackets." And so, and so they come over, and I don't, it wasn't me. Somebody's like, "This is the closet where everything is, guys. Go ahead."
Oh, they let him in the back door.
Yeah.
Point. Oh, and then
Yeah.
showed the coat
Yeah,
check.
oh, I get it.
And then
I
they
see,
left
I see.
with like 20, 30 North Face jackets
Wow.
in
Damn.
like 01.
The great Nupsy caper.
Yeah.
And then some of like the white kids I was also friends with who got their shit taken. And I think I had
they
to
must have been
organize
upset.
like a diplomatic give back. of,
Wait, so it's it's like that photo of like the red bandana and blue bandana, which is two
Like
North
exchanging.
Faces. Tied up?
I don't know. I was playing.
You brokered a truce.
They weren't like opposite. Well, I guess you could call that white crew for Show Squad. That was
Oh, that was my
yeah, for Show Squad. so
These are
this
some
was-
good names, dude.
So yeah, well, there was also from my neighborhood, Whites of the World, which was WOW.
Ooh,
Okay, that sounds a little too
We
nationalistic
gave them
for
the
my
name.
liking.
We threw all of
okay.
them, and like I think some of them were like, well,
Oh, so it's like the white girls that are like my dad's Scottish, my mom's of Germanic descent. Yeah, you're wow.
we were
You're
just
whites of the
into
world.
like odd race war humor from an early age. So like we played football on the weekends against the white kids in the neighborhood, and they were the whites of the world, and we were third world, and then. Yeah, like the whites in high school named themselves for Show Squad, and so I organized the big like tradering back of like 5 jackets or so.
It was like that scene in The Warriors. All the gangs come to the fucking
Yeah.
park.
but like with
Whites
TI
come out
80
and
with
play.
TI 83 calculators.
Yeah,
Everyone's just in forces. And what's the ring?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, my dad. This is my dad's ring. I started wearing
Nice.
more of his jewelry. This is my dad's ring. I started wearing more of his jewelry after he passed away. So
Did he have mad jewels?
Not like crazy. He wasn't into like jewelry a lot. My mom would just buy him shit over time.
Okay.
So he had like some rings but
That's
yeah.
sick, dude.
Yeah, it's just I guess some diamonds on there, and then I forgot to wear some jewelry, but yeah, I'd probably wear my grandmother's gold as well, just some family gold,
like necklaces. Or?
Yeah, really long necklaces, like for women. But,
sick.
You know, again, coming from that '90s kind of long chain era where everybody had like what
to
was
the
it?
belly button.
Yeah, on some Prodigy shit, my chain down to my dick.
Do your chain hang low? Do the wobble to and fro?
Right.
What's
Which
that guy's
was
name?
That's Jibs. That was Jibs.
Well, thanks for that, because I always was like, when is someone going to sample the ice cream truck? And that was that song, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right.
Do
And
your
it's like the
chain
kids do
hang
your
low?
chain, and it's like more like speaking of kids bop, like
Can you throw it off your shoulder like a something soldier?
Yeah,
What about
Continental
this?
I'm gonna
Soldier?
open my Diet Ginger Ale from
Oh, yeah,
one of
that's
the
right.
big three.
Yeah. And what about this little bracelet here?
Oh, this is when you go to the temple, your priest ties sometimes a little red bracelet around you. So
Nice.
that's kind of died out over time. And then
the jacket,
I got like a little Prada jacket too.
dude. The Prada
Something,
fucking poppy, the Prada Punjabi poppy, dude.
The Prada poppy, the Punjabi. I like that. PPP.
Yeah, my man's pushing P, dude.
Giving loans out here, funding these fucking herbs.
Yeah, loaning swag, dude. You got to pay it back though.
The jacket, yeah, just another.
It's on your chair, but yeah, that's
It's behind me. Thank you. Yeah.
Did you just go to Prada and like blow a little bag?
No, this was on eBay for like $250.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
little vintage.
But is Prada your current
It was good,
shit?
Oh really?
Have you been splashing on a product? Is that your current shit right now?
I think right now a little bit of Prada, the Stoffa we were talking about.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Stoffa?
Stofa these nuts.
Stoffa these Stoffa?
Yeah, like Bofa but Stofa.
Yeah. We've been doing that. Gonna go there tomorrow look at some clothes.
You're on your chic shit. Like you look, it's like very.
Well, because I'm like old now and
That's
stuff.
racist.
And then
Oh, CHIC. Okay.
yeah.
not Sikh.
No.
Chic.
Well, I'd be on that too. Yeah. What were we just talking
Grown
about?
man
Your Prada,
swag.
I guess, yeah. I guess trying to dress more like an adult, and then also like if you look back at a lot of the fucking shit that I wore in That's Racist, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Oh god.
That's
We're
like
gonna get to
emblematic
that.
of the time. It's just like when you're talking about high school and shit.
Yeah,
It's like, that's
we're
what
gonna get to
people
that.
look like.
So I guess this is my effort to wear a little bit more grown man stuff, Prada stuff, and that 1111 I wear a bunch
Yeah.
of.
Mm.
And
Oh, yeah,
Did
dude.
you see the 1111 rug over there?
I was gonna ask if the
The textile's Japanese, but the rug
Yeah.
in front of the couch, which I don't know if you can see, that's 1111.
Shout out 1111. Shout out Stofa, friends of the show.
Yes.
And she was kind enough to include a shirt when she saw. I think she saw the name, and maybe I put Throwing Fits as the company. Just
Oh, really?
wink.
That's a smart little
Sometimes
maneuver.
sometimes I'll do that.
For you, like you're signing up for stuff, you put company Das Racist and see
No,
at Heems.
yeah, Heems at dasracist.com.
no, what was that? No.
What about the panties?
Yeah.
Underneath here?
yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're wearing them outside of your pants, the audience can't see. Heems is wearing his underwear outside of
No,
his
I was
APCs.
a little thrown aback by that question. I got some Calvin Kleins on.
Nice.
You
Boxer
know,
briefs?
Boxer briefs, Calvin Klein.
Respect.
Blue.
Mhm.
And then
Blue.
And then an A shirt I always wear, like growing up, even it was just like we call them banyans or banans in Hindi, but I always
That's
gotta
better than
have
saying beater.
Yeah, I always got to have a beater, a banyan,
A wife.
an A
I
shirt.
like banana.
A wife pleaser,
Yeah.
as we say on
a
the
wife
show.
banana.
Nice.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
wife respecter, dude.
Because the guns are out.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, for real.
Yeah.
And we were sipping on, like
Oh, yeah.
you said, Diet Ginger
Big
Ale.
soda boys today in the building.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like good non-alcoholic bevies out here these days, and I really appreciate that. And but for me, the Diet Ginger Ale, again, coming
It's
from
elite.
Yeah.
it is, and any of the big three. I don't like the real ginger beers; they make my jaw freak out. And so yeah,
Oh, that shit's spicy. dude.
Canada Dry, Seagram's. That was my one rider request,
Yeah.
which is. I've come a long way from demanding a copy of Blade at every venue.
Really? Was that on? Was that your rider?
Blade was on the rider, yeah. But nobody ever gave us a copy of Blade.
I remember I went to
On DVD?
It was probably, I think each of us would be like, well, it was definitely Blade, not Hitch. Yeah.
I went to a Das Racer show. Lawrence, please don't interrupt. I went
I'm
to a Das
sorry.
Racer show. No, Lawrence. To a
No,
Das
I'm
Racer
sorry
show.
you went to that.
Oh no. I went to a bunch, bro.
Yeah.
I was at like your first Santos show when you performed just laying on the ground and there were like 12 people in the audience. But
Fuck yeah.
it was at Mother New York, which is where Sham now works.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember the shit?
I-
Like all the way on the
there,
west side. And your rider included a pack of tube socks.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
Tube socks are like classic rider
Essential.
stuff. You
Yeah.
you have to have
Is it because you want the socks? You want to make sure that they're reading it?
Because you're on tour and like you don't get to do as much laundry and like, you know, your feet all smell and stuff and you're jumping up and down.
You're on tour. We're
stage
like on the West. We're on like 45th and 11th. Like,
but your rider stays the same. You don't change it according to like
Blade on
your
DVD,
locality.
tube socks, and then fucking diet ginger ale.
what was like what was like the food and bevy situation on the rider?
Maybe gummy bears you wanted. Maybe hummus and some like veggies and stuff.
Okay.
Shok would love the kind bars and a bunch of tea and stuff, and he'd drink tea in there. But
that's all fair
nothing
shit.
ever like crazy or anything.
Besides the Blade on DVD.
Yeah, besides the Blade, which no one ever. Never. No.
This is bullshit, man. These men are artists. If they want Blade on DVD, get them Blade on DVD.
They need to get into the mindset.
Yeah.
The Nightwalker mindset.
The Wesley Snipes mindset. TM, dude.
Well,
complete fit
taking
check.
it all in, guys. Taking it all in.
Check. You just had like a flashback to like performing at an ad agency.
At Mother, yeah. No, actually, shouts out Mother, my man Miles over there in the UK. Mother UK,
Okay.
I fuck with them heavy. Yeah, we making some art together.
Yeah,
Our boy Sham,
We're making some art together.
Mhm.
Sham, Chef Sham of Indian Descent. He's fucking listening right now.
Mhm.
He works at Mother.
See?
We're probably logged in. I think I'm logged into a Zoom right now.
So there, Mother's down with like 2 brown dudes.
At
or
least.
At least.
At least.
Nah, actually, my boy Miles from Broken Antenna is a video director, and he's like a video like director at Mother in the UK, but they let him make videos and shit. And so
Like using their gear?
We've done some stuff together with Sweatshop Boys, and then with
Nice.
Audio Mac, like we've done some kind of British like drill rapper content, like performance stuff together. So I actually really fuck with Mother out there.
Mother's family, bro. Friends of the show.
Mama. Mother sponsor.
We're all sucking on that teat, baby.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast, Heems. Let's start off where we have to start, bro. Why did Das Racist break up?
All right. Yeah. I think it was a lot. And like over time, we grew apart. And what I was saying before is like, a lot of that band was like a friendship, like, almost like not performative in that we were faking it, but in that like it was a friendship carried out on records, on stages. And, a lot of it was this like kind of wanting to let fans in on the hangout session. And I was saying it kind of is reminiscent of podcasts or like, that world or like of the 2 cool dudes who were friends with inside jokes and people want to be a part of that. But slowly kind of just grew apart and we're in different worlds. And like, also we're very different people that like happen to go to the same college and be like share this really weird experience. But then after that, there was like less in common. So
Sure.
I'll also say probably managing the band, I just like took on like a lot and
too much.
Yeah. And then like, it's just, and it's a lot to manage to go on the road, like the mental health, the fame, the drugs and sex and the like shitty food eating and traveling and like, people thinking it's a good time.
Should have stocked up on those kind bars, bro.
Yeah, no, Dap had it right with the health stuff. Yeah.
Did you break up in China?
No, so we broke up on our way to our second tour in China. But the first time we went to China, we broke up for like a night.
Okay.
And then
why'd you break up?
China's cursed, dude.
I don't know why we broke up, but we broke up and then we made up. And then in Korea, like in the next tour stop, one night we got back, one morning, like we got back to the hotel and we thought Victor was like there or late. So we waited around or we traveled around the whole city kind of looking for Victor, but he was actually right and made it to the next city on time. And we were totally wrong and just assumed he was like doing some like asshole shit. And then, so Korea, we like wandered around the city, then finally made it there. At some point, a Shok gave me 2 black eyes. I guess I got into a fight with
2
him.
separate incidents or?
No, I think it was maybe a good combo, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
2
It was
pieces.
the only time I got like punched directly in the face and shit. And
you know why he punched you in both
I
eyes?
was probably being I'm a terrible person. It's I'm surprised I haven't been punched in the face many more times. So
Were you in manager mode? Or was it like, or
well,
just asshole
it was
mode?
like it could have been the exact opposite of manager mode. Just like this complete piece of shit over here instead of like the guy making sure everything's sticking together.
Right. Like you're in the right city for the next tour stop.
Yeah. I again, like jet lag and all this classic shit that you could think of and stuff. But yeah, Korea was mad fun. But no, we broke up like right before the second trip to China, and then I just went alone. And then I kept going back to China. I went like 3 or 4 more times and performed out there alone. Yeah.
Why do you fuck with China so much?
I really liked touring out in Asia when like the band broke up, and like I was just like, I got gigs in Asia, and they wouldn't pay me a lot, but I get to meet all these amazing people and see like what youth culture and what the scene is like out there, and what, like, you know, people wore and drugs they took, and like, you know, it was a really interesting time. So
what drugs were they doing in China?
they were doing the same drugs everywhere, pretty
Okay.
much. Everywhere
Drugs-
you go, they're
It's
pretty
a
much,
universal language.
yeah, pretty much everywhere you go, they're doing the same shit.
Who do you think fumbled the bag harder? Like you and Das Racist, or Pete Davidson breaking up with Kim Kardashian?
Probably us, right?
Yeah.
Because if you do the math here, now let me walk you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have anything.
But we were like revisiting, like in preparation for this.
Yeah, well, what bag? I told you we didn't get any Taco Bell money.
Right.
You know,
Did they approach you? Did Pizza Hut or Taco Bell
We
approach you?
didn't get booked by Coachella then, which like we weren't cool enough. You
Right.
know, look at.
But didn't you headline Lollapalooza at that point? And
I
that's
think
where
we
you
played
dubbed-
Lala. We played Bonnaroo. We played like Primavera.
to the Lesser Fests.
But still,
Well, we wanted
festival
Coachella,
money.
you know, and
Yeah.
but then I did play Coachella with Riz and with Sweatshop Boys, so
Right.
that was a thing that I got to check off the list.
But like Lawrence was saying, I think we were revisiting like the press, the critical acclaim, the fucking Pitchfork ratings,
Spin
like
magazine cover.
and
Yeah.
just re-listening to the music, and we're like, damn, it was really only like a 2-year, 3-year
Right.
run.
Yeah.
Which
2010 to, like,
doesn't feel
2012,
that.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. It felt like a lot longer. Today, I
Right.
was just thinking about the fact that we only went out to Asia like once, and we went out to Europe like only twice. So
Yeah.
a lot of the other shit on tour has just been rolling around alone between like India,
Right.
China, Korea,
Was it
Thailand.
touring that fucked you guys ultimately? Like, do you think if
That's
you
the part. I think we were closer than a lot of bands. We kind of lived together and then
Right.
toured together and then didn't have a manager and
Right.
we're like super DIY. So whereas other bands like had space from each other and stuff,
Sure.
we were just like, you know, I guess it was much cooler when like Brockhampton did it, but we all lived in the same house. And
there
it
was
was just
28
like,
of them, so you could
Yeah.
go if you
yeah,
if
there
you
were like
fucking with this guy,
five
you
of
could go
us
over
in
there.
like a 3
You had
or
a lot
4
of other
bedroom thing
options.
with 2 of us living on couches.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, you know, and it wasn't like, I think obviously there's that like cultural capital there, but you don't get paid for any of that shit.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
not like there was a big bag to fumble.
Clout don't pay the bills.
No, joke rap was not a healthy investment, apparently.
Were you guys at that? Were you even like taking it seriously? Because like we talk about this meteoric rise. And all
I
these
definitely
accolades.
was because like the like Indian or business, they were like, you know, there's a part of me that was like, this is going. When it's going, it's
Yeah.
going. You got to talk to your lawyer. You got to talk to your publicist.
Sure.
You're like, you want to collaborate with people. You're speaking that artistic language. You're in the zone, and like, you know, it's just going. You know.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it is about like how, yeah. If you're not present for if a tree falls, so I don't really know. I don't try to think about like that shit a lot.
Wait, I want to ask. So it sounds like you're touring quite often in Asia. Is it true you once got roofied in Japan?
Yeah, I got roofied in Roppongi, and
I apologize. Oh wait, so was it by a gaijin or by a Japanese person?
not by gaijin.
Okay.
No, it was
wanna apologize
Nigerian.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Yeah. No, the Nigerians work with the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Though, so it's
Did
not
you get
like,
your North Face stolen? Is that what happened?
no.
Was it
they
karma?
They roofied. Okay, I got roofied in Roppongi, and I did.
which is a fire title. For
Yeah,
a
I was gonna
memoir.
say, I got
Wait,
roofied in
gonna be
Roppongi,
the
and I
title.
didn't rap
Roofied in
about it.
Roppongi. Damn.
And no, I got roofied, and then I woke up, and I was in this like bar with no windows on like the 4th floor of a building, and there
No
was
windows?
a blanket on me, and I was like,
fuck?
these sweet, gentle, sensitive people having taken care of me. I've gone off in my chaotic ways again, but somehow I found a sense of community here in this Nigerian bar where they put a blanket on me, and so I get up and they're like ushering me out, like get the fuck out of here. We got your money. We got what we need. There's some other people coming in. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? They're like, don't talk to them. I'm like, okay.
Holy
I go
fuck.
downstairs. The guy's like, you know, it's a snowstorm. It was literally, I don't know why my friend like left me, and because I was probably like, all right, leave me. You know?
Fuck you.
And so I.
Yo, this roofie hitting. I'm good.
What happened? And then I come downstairs. There's a snowstorm, and like they get me a cab, and I'm like, these guys are great. This is 5-star service.
Yeah.
And so the next day, I'm talking to like a friend of mine was the promoter, and he also like, oh wow, this is so long ago. He also like worked at like American Apparel in Japan, and so he
Japan apparel.
he had no, it was come on. Not everything's a joke, guys.
Low-hanging fruit.
Not-
Sorry, we're talking about you getting sex trafficked.
So this guy's like, oh yeah, you know, that's how they get your money. And I was like, what? Like the next day we're at some like it was like almost like a Barnes and Noble in a mall. And this guy was like, check your bank account. And I was like, what? And so I go over to like the internet cafe
Yeah.
to check my bank account. and there was $10,000 charged, or like $5,000 charged to Braid and Extensions Hair Company.
How's your hair?
Well, I called Chase Bank and I was like, they use Indian hair for that shit, right? Like I'm Indian. I don't need to be out here buying motherfucking Indian hair.
I got it already.
There's the Indian hair fence on them.
Have you seen my fucking wig, dude? I look great.
Like, come on, look me up. Look at the hair. It's all coconut oil.
Peep the cover of Spin Magazine.
For
I got
real.
flow,
Did
dog.
you get the money back based off
they
Indian hair logic?
gave me the money back. I think I would have gotten it without this silly thing about hair. That was stupid.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, it's
Road
it's,
dog stories.
There's been a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, goddamn. What was like? I mean, you guys were doing this all like pre-social media. I mean, what?
There was Twitter, definitely, because that was a big part of how like we came on the come up. But yeah, we weren't like on IG or anything. What were those cameras that people used to? Not a GoPro. It's like almost before GoPros. Anyway,
What, like live vlogging?
It was like a social sharing thing, or
it was like a brick
square
kind
thing.
of like
Yeah.
rectangle thing that had a camera on it
With
that
like a
was,
USB plug, and that was it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I forget what that was. But like, are you glad that the cameras weren't around when you guys were getting up to your shenanigans?
Ashok has a shit ton of footage he collected on that thing I'm talking about. So there's definitely like
There's
a lot of
compromat.
yeah,
yeah. That's how yeah.
that's how we got Chillin' Island, dude, on HBO.
Yeah, because bribing me got
Yeah,
him. Which,
I
fucking if bribing me, we could.
I hadn't worked it out. I hadn't worked the conspiracy fully out, but yeah. But like, if it was like, obviously there were camera phones, but I guess like if like IG had been around, like it would have.
I don't look at it like that because people definitely uploaded shit because maybe I'm not thinking of That's Racist. It just continued on
Right.
for me for like 5, 6,
Sure,
7
that's
years
fair.
later in other bands and doing other shows, and so it's hard for me to isolate like that time as pre kind of social media. So,
Yeah.
That's fair.
So toss that question in the trash, fucking
Throw it
idiots.
Fuck.
Heems, let me ask you this. Was Das Racist ahead of its time?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like I sound like an asshole if I said it. I think it was definitely in the time it needed to be. Actually, it wasn't
It's very
ahead
of
of
its
its time.
time.
Yeah, it's very of its time. I wouldn't say it was ahead of its time, or like I'd say it came out of the time that it needed to come out of, and like captured that time as well as like a lot of things, like better than other things maybe. But like I said, it was this kind of weird digital time, like pre-podcast, and like, do kids who would have started rap groups or bands now just start podcasts and not put their energy into real creativity, fellas?
I mean, listen, dude.
Yeah.
You heard him up top. I don't
you
know
heard
if
my
we're sitting
16
on
up top,
bars
yeah.
necessarily. But like,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
but I think that like when we listen back to the shit, and not to just keep gassing you up, but that is the nature of the
And
show.
not to shit on you also, but that is the nature
that's
of me.
why you're here.
So,
But
yeah.
we're listening, and it doesn't sound like. And listen, it might not feel like it came out yesterday, but it doesn't feel dated either. And I think that's like the music, and like it still
Except for like
holds
the
up.
Obama references.
Yeah,
Right,
but
which
like,
I was like chock full of, right? Because they handed it to me on a silver plate by Osama and Obama rhyming together. I mean,
right.
like,
Yeah,
if there was one
what were we
fucking,
supposed to do, dude?
yeah, like if you could pinpoint like who that one fucking thing, it was
Nothing
me.
rhymes with Biden.
Yeah, shit. Well, come
Unless
on.
you were biding your time.
I was gonna go with something like that, but I decided I didn't want to
But
because
if
it was beneath me.
But if you guys had like come out like now, would you have been more mainstream? I mean, not that you weren't
I don't
mainstream,
know if,
but
I don't know if. No, I don't. Oh, would we have been more mainstream?
yeah,
I know that like the record labels didn't know like what to do with us and stuff. And
Right.
like you're talking about a time where like Danny Brown talks about not getting signed because he was wearing tight jeans.
Sure.
And so to look at us and like, like these kind of ethnically ambiguous Indian or Latino or whatever Middle
Puerto
Eastern
Rican cousins.
kids,
Yeah. Mhm.
that they didn't know what to do with us. And so I was actually better that we were like independent and work things out that way and own our masters. So,
right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah,
A silver lining for sure.
but I think like music has it's gotten weirder. I mean, I guess if you reduce us to like our humor stuff, again, it's hard for me to talk about just this is isolated as Das Racist because so many. For me, I think of it as Das Racist, then the solo shit
Right.
running around Asia, and then the stuff with Riz, and so
Sure.
it kind of blurs into one another.
Is Sweatshop Boys still active?
We're a group chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How every good duo starts, dude.
Yeah,
From the
so-
group chat.
Just
Dude.
read the group chat on Wax and then just have a spoken word album.
So yeah,
That's
no,
your podcast, dude.
I can't do the spoken word. That's Riz's like thing. I can't do it.
True.
I'm not as good at it.
True. But you wear boots better than he does.
I would hope so. But he has like he probably has much cooler product clothes than me now, and he's got like a stylist and stuff.
Yeah,
Julie
You know.
Regolia, dude.
oh, that's right.
We
She's
know-
sick. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, she I think she does a couple of people
She
that
does.
are
She's big
like
time.
Rami and like Donald and a couple.
Yeah.
I said their names for like first names like I know them. Well, I guess I know Donald. but-
Riz wore our boy Angelo's 4S design
Yeah.
to the Met Gala. And Julie like helped and styled her.
And that was some kind of Indian shit? Or
No,
some South
it was
Asian
like
shit?
it was like a blue collar like working man's thing, and it didn't get the best reviews. But I think it, knowing Angelo and knowing Julie and Riz, I think it came from a pure place,
Right, knowing
and
Riz,
then
for sure.
and everyone's just gonna clown on you on Twitter. I mean, that's
Right.
what's gonna happen regardless.
That's actually why I don't go to the Met Gala.
yeah, right. No,
yeah,
same,
yeah,
dude, 100%.
Yeah, I just
it's not
like,
worth it.
It's
It's not worth the
it's
hassle.
just such so industry now. Like
Do you think Riz's style's underrated?
underrated. I don't
Or
know how
overrated.
people measure. Like you guys probably have a better gauge on how people.
He's rated.
Like,
He's such a beautiful man that like he's gonna look
like
good.
they talk about his clothes. He has a stylist. To me, that's, like, that's like, so he's on red carpets. And
Does he ever
stuff,
come
but
to you for fashion advice?
earlier on? Like, yeah, well, I was definitely the band stylist for a couple video shoots and like for touring. I would definitely give a lot of like creative input on clothing. But then I got replaced by this Julie over time.
Yeah.
So
You think Riz would ever come on the pod?
no way.
We appreciate the candor
No.
and the straightforwardness.
No.
Going back to Das Reese's real quick. So, combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, arguably your biggest mainstream moment.
Sure.
Do you hate that song or do you love it?
I feel kind of like ambiguous, or like I don't have that much of a feeling on it. Like I think it's pretty cool. It lives on, and people kind of like are constantly still memifying it. It feels cool to be a part of one of like the earlier memes, I think.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
and-
the one of the first.
You and that duck sauce song.
Yeah.
I learned like
Invented
Barbra
podcasting
Streisand.
and memes. This guy's a genius.
I learned
dude.
what meme was when like a writer who's like more educated or like smarter than me was like, this is a meme. And I was like, I made a meme. And this is like 2009, you know,
Yeah,
in
dude.
the Village Voice or something.
I made a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Does it bother you when people like, okay, that being your legacy, and I feel like you have like a very
it's
healthy,
such a fun, stupid legacy to have that it's
Right.
like a harmless legacy.
well, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's like it's sick, but like, do you feel
At least
that,
you got one.
yeah.
Right, yeah,
A lot of people don't.
Like
could be no legacy having ass motherfuckers like us, dude.
I wouldn't even know what that's like. Yeah. I was meant to have a legacy since our math and science high school, where I was the vice president,
But like when we were looking at the spin cover,
and where I negotiated Northwest broker.
the Tristies, dude.
Yeah.
But like when we looked
You
at
both started the war and you ended it.
Yeah, that's politics for you, baby.
but like people definitely like the Spin magazine cover. It's the joke issue, right? Like obviously, like the cover in and of itself is an accomplishment, but like it felt like you guys, whether or not you were ahead of your time, whatever, you were kind of reduced to joke rap. And
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
but you, and that didn't bother you. It doesn't
At
bother
the time,
you
it definitely bothered.
They didn't- like,
it
people not
bothered
taking you
us,
seriously,
like
yeah.
hipster rap or
Right.
joke rap, and we fucking like talked about it a lot, like that. We didn't, that you know,
we get no respect.
yeah. I think a lot of our early interviews were about that and like the notion of like authenticity and these
Right.
things of like, you know, we rap about like 100 things and you kind of take out these bits, but yeah, at the same time, I mean, if that's like why you're getting attention, you're
Yeah.
kind of just like, maybe it is better than no attention, or like, you know
Sure.
how hard it is to fucking make music and have it take off,
I
or
can't
have
even imagine.
anybody even
Yeah.
interested in it. I mean, you know, from building things, like it's extremely difficult. So I mean,
Well, in that way, I think Das Reeves was ahead of its time in that, like, you look at Doja Cat, she got famous off a song about a motherfucking cow,
Yeah.
right? Whereas, like,
where she's much more talented than like
Sure,
I am
yeah,
in
yeah.
reality.
And more
So,
racist,
yeah.
apparently.
more racist,
Yeah.
but you have more eyebrows because she just shaved them shits off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I definitely do. Even if that I'm not.
That's your
lacking. I'm not
legacy.
lacking. In the,
But
in
the eyebrows are your real legacy. But no,
No.
like, I think, like, labeling somebody as joke rap or as, like, hipster rap or whatever. I mean, look at fucking, like, Yeet, right? Like,
Or every great rapper's hilarious. Cameron hilarious. Ghostface hilarious.
Right.
Kanye
We were and
hilarious.
literally like my favorite rappers were Ghostface, Cam,
yeah,
MF Doom,
Hell yeah.
Kanye. and,
Hilarious, like, literally,
if you
truly
didn't-
hilarious
if-
guys.
Like rapping should
You wanna
be
put
a
the mask on?
complete. Like no, I don't want to mess it up.
made in India.
Is it?
We'll just put it right here.
okay. Let his spirit guide us. But like it was weird that people were so hard on you guys
Because
about
we didn't
it. or,
look
like,
the part, and a lot of
But
them
that-
were like
that's fair.
also like not just like it was also coming from like white people that wanted the part to look a certain way, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like, you know, from people like a lot of it was expectations of like white fans on us of like what they wanted their rappers to be or sound like. And so there were definitely people,
it was the gangster hour,
there were definitely people in like rap blogging who were like, fuck these guys, this is a joke. But then we got like a lot of love actually from people like Dallas Penn, Combat Jack, that kind of looked at us and like, so as much as there were people that didn't get it, there were enough people that did get it. Or like when, you know, like, yeah, when like for me, like I got enough validation from people that I wanted where I didn't really care. If like Sean Price thought I was good at rapping, that really at the end of the day,
that conversation is over.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
But that's also why when you listen now, it doesn't feel dated because it is like so kind of the moment now, where it is like referential or like there's humor, there's seriousness, there's a little bit of everything, you know, with like crazy production that sounds like it came not of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think about it in the context of like a Yeet or like what people listen to now or how that like how over time that relates to each other. It just I don't know.
Right.
Can't focus on.
But this is something that bothered you back then, but maybe doesn't bother. Like your perspective has changed.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. I don't really give a shit. And then like it was definitely like the joke thing was also like we were talking about race and stuff. And so that was like we were vocal about that being like a coping mechanism for like, you know, dealing with actual anxiety and stuff related to race. And,
which is real shit.
And
as real as it gets, honestly.
Yeah, and that's why the band also ended, because it's like I couldn't joke about stuff like race that much after that point in time as well. You know, it became like not a useful coping mechanism to think about race, and that's why,
just personally speaking,
by the time of Sweatshop Boys, I'm much more serious talking about race and like not as humorous as I was from That's Racist, because things changed in those 10 years. But like, yeah, I don't know how to place it in time or anything like that. No.
What was the, I mean, across your whole musical career, your whole trajectory, what was like the one personal highlight that still stands out?
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Probably got to be like Bourdain.
Yeah, for sure.
I like really wanted that.
What was it like working with him?
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely one of the things I'm like proudest of, or like just that. And I'm talking about just getting a dude's time and working with him and like, you know,
like creating a real friendship.
So yeah, we did 2 episodes of his. I did music for his episode on Punjab, and then I did music for his episode on Houston. And then I really wanted to like take him to eat, and you know, shouts out his producer Helen Cho. Like overtime, talking to him and stuff. He finally got to the Queens episode and was like, "All right, let's do this with Heems again." So
and you guys did the Christmas special as well.
Oh right, then we did the Christmas special before that, right? Where he also was kind of dismissive at the end, like, "Who are these dirt bags in my fridge?"
Well, I think when we rewatched it,
well, it was like a joke. Yeah,
the bit. I don't think he was like really feeling the bit where he's like opening, like, "Who are these rappers in my fridge?" Or whatever. But it is. I mean, you guys spit. It was fire, regardless.
Yeah, like, but on the other end of things, like, I got to like take him around and stuff. But on more than any other thing, just talking about like I wanted to do stuff in food, or I still might want to do stuff in food, or talking about mental health or chemical dependency, or like you know, like you should do this, don't do this kind of thing with restaurants, don't put in your own money, or like, you know, and even just seeing how hands-on he was with the music for the episodes, like this is cool, I like this idea, you know, like seeing how he worked as well, it was really cool. Seeing how he would just like respond to me with all these crazy questions about the industry that like this fucking kid you don't know, you know, like has, it was definitely cool. Yeah. So I think stuff like that probably, like I think traveling was a big part of like in general, you know, was a big part of it. Maybe like playing Carnegie Hall that time was pretty cool.
Sick.
Yeah, or like Lou Reed saw us play and then asked us to go on tour.
Wait, word?
What happened with that?
Yeah, well, so then we did this Philip Glass Tibet benefit at Carnegie Hall with like a 4-piece string section as That's Racist. And, you know, the practice before, like, you know, everyone was practicing in front of people, and Lou Reed, like, you know, everyone get out of here, I need to practice. And so we're like, all right, you know, fuck this guy, but this guy's awesome, right? We love this guy. This is the god, right? This is the guy. And so, you know, the next
day,
a
Supreme shirt.
We play. Yeah, he's on. It wasn't back then yet.
Wait, is that the guy
he hadn't made it back then yet because he wasn't on the Supreme shirt yet. So
who is this guy? He's not even on a Supreme shirt.
Old cranky bastard.
Unlike Ghostface, he hasn't been on a Supreme shirt yet.
Well, Ghostface was not either, but
Oh, true. Yeah.
you mean right?
I told you I know nothing about clothes, and so when you say that, like I don't actually.
You went from North Face in 2002 to Stofa in 2022.
Basically, yeah, it was
Just
just
like
kind
this
of in a
overnight.
haze of Pizza Huts and Taco Bell.
Wait, so he kicked you guys out. He's rehearsing. He's like, all right.
So then the next day we play, and he's like watching us from the side of stage, and we're like, "This is fucking surreal!" Like we're playing, we're doing like stupid little punk rock things on stage with our rap songs, and Lou Reed's on the side, and we get an email.
Was he vibing, or was he? Did he?
Yeah, he was like late to his own set. I think
the
till like
Jay-Z head nod. Like
I
gif?
can't remember like on that level, but just the reality of seeing him on the side.
Right.
But yeah, we got an email that like he's going on a European tour, and we already had dates we committed to, and like, you know, when you're opening for someone, you like, I don't want to say that money was a part of it, but like you get paid like $150, $250 as an opening band. It's shit, and you end up losing a lot of money. And so we kind of were like, all right, we have these dates where we're actually making money, and so we didn't open for Lou Reed.
But it's a sick ass though. Like obviously we're talking about now. That's an all-time.
Yeah,
ass.
that's another one of those things where, so I guess it is validation from like, I dare say my peers, or like these legends that like you kind of like, dare I say it?
Because you might be on a Supreme show one day.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Shouts out Cool Comp Pete, man.
Do you still have food ambitions? Because there was a time where you kind of like dabbling in the thought of like a cookbook or some sort of like
I think like food
restaurant,
is like where I still kind of have an interest or a creative inkling in some ways.
Yeah.
Like I don't always feel that creative like musically, or, you know, like coming back to it. And food is also just like any other creative thing for me. Like it depends on mental health and like if I'm doing it consistently. But yeah, I've definitely been interested in not just like food, but notions of like hospitality or like farming, or like, you know, I've been growing my own vegetables for 3 years, and, you know, that being a part of it. Or so, you know, cooking and growing and just kind of being more a man of the earth.
How's the harvest looking this summer?
This summer has been shit. It's been really bad. Like the first summer I grew like 60 vegetables, easy. Second summer grew like water. And the next summer I grew like, you know, I toned it down like 30 vegetables, water, done, easy. Like this summer, I don't know. I just got some fertilizer now. It's been 2 months. I told you these things work with mental health and consistency.
You're not in a good place when it's time to reap, and now you're sowing the.
You could say, one could say that, or, you know, climate change.
True.
It's also true.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with the garden, but I plucked some green peppers and some tomatoes yesterday. So it's still like there. It's just
Right.
yeah.
And are you thinking like
A lot
bigger
of room for expansion.
Yeah, definitely.
you thinking like bigger ambitions outside of the kitchen, or like you just want to stick to home?
I would like to, yeah. I mean, no, I would like to do like a bunch of different parts of it, and just like also maybe help like encourage others who actually have put their life efforts into it, instead of just being this like person who wants to dabble in food or something. Like help raise money to help like young people do stuff in food or farming or like clothes or like other businesses that like, and right now it's just kind of a pipe dream or something that like I'm thinking about, but I want to.
Is this Ahana Industries?
This is this is Ahana Industries. Yes.
Can we talk about it, or is it still just a fucking twinkle in your eye?
It's something I made up on LinkedIn. It's like it's not a real thing at all.
I saw you tweet about it too.
As you want it to be.
Kind of. I mean, like I put it out there, and
You
then
tweeted
like
about it before you deleted all your tweets.
I delete all my tweets every like 2 weeks. But I
Screenshot people.
I came up with this idea of like, I mean, all the things I wanted to do over the last like 20 years, and just this like manic kind of creative phase or period like a couple weeks ago, and you know what I would like to one day do. Right now, I'm very content with like what I'm doing in music and building like, you know, stuff at Audio Mac for Punjabi UK audiences. But I'd like to, you know, get the rich people to give the young people the money to make the things that make a little bit more joy in life, and probably particularly like South Asian related stuff. But again, it's just like about having goals and stuff, and coming from like a period of like not, you know, I guess of like deep depression and like not having goals, to just kind of coming back to it and thinking about like, you know, what could I do that would actually make like a good impact.
Is that a method,
but baby steps,
or like a personal mechanism to like get out of a depression, is to like come up with just larger than yourself goals that you can kind of aspire towards? Or
No, that comes at like a phase where you're already a little bit out of it. Because just to get to the phase where you can think of like having a hope to create some things like that, or to talk to people to get them done, involves like a certain amount of like stability and mental health. But I mean, I think having goals or just like trying to find joy in places, whether it's helping others or identifying like what brings you joy. Like for me, like we were talking about gardening, or like when my father passed from COVID, and like it was soccer, it was gardening, it was like watching birds, and it was just like, yeah, I got this stupid fucking Arsenal cannon tatted on me. But really it was about like a really tough period of time where like, you know, I had kind of gotten dumped my job at Spotify, like they laid off my group, and then my father passed away. And then, you know, I moved back in with my mom, and I was just like, what, you know, in a period of such like loss or lack of hope, like the few things you can do to begin to get to a place where you can set goals is first identify like what are the things that I find joy in, and like being able to have a healthy roster of joy shit, you know,
the bird watching, the vegetables,
and that roster will
Arsenal.
change, and like and like but
Johns.
constantly copping Johns, and like that relates, like I said, to mental health entirely too. I can go like a year without giving a shit about what I wear, because if I'm not leaving my house or like going anywhere, who really cares? And then, you know, if you start feeling like, all right, I'm in a place where I want to see friends, I'm going to leave my house, I'm going to calm down the agoraphobia or anxiety of like, you know, like whatever, COVID or just life or New York or late stage capitalism. And, you know.
And you kind of flipped it where we're like, the assumption is that it's like, oh, you try to fill the personal abyss or the void by retail therapy. But you're like, no. When I'm in a good place, that's when I want to buy the clothes,
Positive
because it is when I want to get out there
and
look my best and feel my best.
Right, because again, just to be in a place where I can imagine myself being outside, I have to have a certain amount of like health. And so, like I said, I'll go periods of not really caring about what I'm wearing, and then just go through those manic periods of buying Failure to Launch now on DVD, tank tops. And
what's the most you've ever spent on a rom-com, John?
The hitch piece was like 125.
Okay,
a light 125 on the hitch.
We had someone
you
recently
know?
that did a Freddie Krueger t-shirt for like 600.
Yeah.
And then like our boy
I feel like the
Nick
rom-com market hasn't been completely like blown out and ruined.
No,
like,
the other
horror and like action.
Stuff,
I got a General Hospital Emmy Award three-peat. Like they won 96, 97, 97, 98, 98, 99. So I got one of those.
Dynasty.
Those are pretty.
Wait, is it
a real cast and crew joint.
Is it done up like a Bulls like three-peat
on the back? They got the Emmys like next to each other, lined up, kind of like.
Were those daytime Emmys? Was General Hospital, or was that?
Yeah, it was a daytime soap opera.
Right. What was Clooney? What was Clooney? No, Clooney was.
Maybe he was General Hospital.
Yeah, he was.
Wait,
but it wasn't like for a long time.
No, Clooney's ER, boys, and that's prime time.
He might have been both. He might have had, like I said, a small appearance.
Oh, okay. All right,
do the
Googles.
But anyway, but you're thinking hospitals. You're on the right track.
But no, ER was the big like, you know, moment. That's a primetime show. That was Clooney's main role where he blew up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so you got the three-peat joint.
Yeah, so I guess just like, I guess rom-com soap. What am I doing?
Heems, is Bollywood merch ripe for becoming the next
for carpetbaggery?
I don't know. I don't think it's like cool enough. No.
Oh no.
Like maybe old school Bollywood.
But there's that one.
Cool,
there's
like
one on
Netflix
Netflix that's like super
Triple R.
movie
of the fucking
I would wear.
year,
I would wear
dude.
a Triple R.
That shit fucking smacked.
That shit is great. Yeah,
that was a fire.
That's not Bollywood. Yeah, that's Tollywood. Yeah.
Right.
But is there Bollywood merch on eBay?
No, I mean,
or
like for that
stores?
like thirst of copying, I buy old vintage posters of the films or the vinyls. But if I'm in like, I want to capitalism some Bollywood shit, it wouldn't be clothes. Although I did make like a scarf with this actor Guru Dutt from the 50s I liked. But like I made with this, I forgot the name of the guy I fucking collabed with on that, but I did make like a scarf with the old black and white Bollywood actor that I would wear. Yeah.
Damn. Are we going to see any clothing made by Heems? Because you always have these like kind of one-off projects, right? And you've mentioned like from time to time, like, I might get into like the making of things that.
I have like these half-baked ideas that I never carry out. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, like if I have no idea.
Okay.
What's the vintage Das Racist and Heems merch hitting for
Oh, I
these
got
days?
a box full of these shits. I should see.
Oh,
I just saw.
Dude, I'm
I
telling
just
you.
saw
Put us on flow.
Can we guess some shit?
I just saw on eBay someone selling like our autographs for like $150, but no one's gonna buy that shit. But yeah, I got a box of some like old Greedhead and some Das Racist shirts with the Baphomet on them. They were kind of like we were
Sit
making
down,
heavy metal
man.
shirts in like 09,
I
2010.
mean, look at our logo. I mean, that's like the well that everyone keeps going back to regardless. So yeah.
It's the lowest common denominator.
Yeah. Basically what we're saying is, can we have free t-shirts, bro?
I definitely have some cool shit from like that. I have one-offs of stuff that was from the Das Racist, like
There's
samples
a lot of
or like
there's a lot
or
of
cool
spin,
people making us shit that like that I didn't throw away that I really like.
There's a lot of Spin magazine of your cover on for sale.
Yeah, who's gonna buy that?
Guest edited by Patton Oswalt.
Right.
Did you meet him during that process?
No. And I think Ashok's brother wrote the article.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ashok's brother wrote
Nepotism,
the article
folks.
on it.
Yeah,
So there
dude.
we go.
Of course.
All right, when you are feeling like you want to crawl out of your hole and get out there and see friends, what are
Right.
some New York City food spots that are on the Himanshu must-hit list?
Fuck. I don't.
Because I mean, Bourdain, no, but Bourdain came to you as like the
So
Queen's guy.
I mean,
so, like,
Lhasa for like Tibetan Nepalese food. Lhasa in Jackson Heights, where I took
Love
Bourdain,
Nepalese
is dope.
food.
There's another place that's just called Namaste Tibet. Like it's in Diversity Plaza and it's downstairs. That's a place where we didn't take Bourdain. It was kind of less cool, but I also a part of me didn't want it to get blown up a little bit
shit,
too.
You gate kept, bro.
A little bit, like and
You
like,
kept Bourdain.
Lhasa just kind of Lhasa was dope because it was in the back of this like phone card and jewelry shop.
Right.
You had to walk through it and find these 4 little chairs. But there's that place over there. Like I think it's called Namaste. I went to Sema. I haven't been to Dhamaka. That's apparently a really cool new Indian place over the last
and
year.
they have a few places actually, but Dhamaka is like the really hard one, and then they have a more like, casual spot that's some people say is even better, but Dhamaka is.
They have a couple, right? What are they called? Obnoxiously Indian or something? They're a hospitality group.
Something like that.
Yeah,
yeah. It's very in your face.
Obnoxiously Indian hospitality
I'm
group?
not like
That's fire.
cool enough to get a table there yet. So
Oh, shut the fuck
let's
up.
see if
I
anyone's
think you need
listening.
to. I think if you went out there,
You're too
and you
humble,
kinda,
dog.
and you
What the
flexed
fuck,
your
bro?
legacy a little bit.
Maybe I hope
Some
so.
rapper you are. What the
If you
fuck is
flex
this
your
bullshit?
legacy, aka wiggled your eyebrows, and like they'd see the
I think I'm putting it out there right now.
Oh, you're
So,
yeah.
yo. If the
Yeah.
motherfuckers at
You're
Dhamaka are
manifesting.
listening,
It's like it's a very calculated humility.
Yeah, right.
I didn't try the goat testicles there. I think they were out that day.
And the rabbit, did anybody get the rabbit, or do you know anyone that's had the rabbit?
Is it rabbit brains?
No, it's just like a slow cooked rabbit that you have to order like months ahead or some shit.
No.
Oh, damn.
Not at Dhamaka. No.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't leave the house, so I can't tell you where to eat or anything like that.
Is your mom, does she cook a lot or do you cook?
I mean, my mom and I cook for myself, and she cooks for herself.
What's your best dish? Like, are you nice on the sticks? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I like now to not like do the same thing every time because it really depends on like the garden and
Sure.
stuff and like what'll come out that day. But no, I could mostly do Indian shit, and just like my way around like the Indian spice set is much better than like, and even my way around like just American like cooking or food. Like I've never eaten like a meatloaf, or or like,
Really?
yeah, or like
Which I guess isn't that crazy.
a loin chop. I've never had. I don't think
Never
I've
had
had
a mutton chop?
I've probably had is that just a lamb chop called mutton?
like, but like a big, thick, like
a grown
steak style.
sheep, not a baby lamb.
And like, So it's a big chop, like a bone in.
And it just looks like a giant like leg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's, again, it's
Yeah.
big,
Oh
so
yeah, I had a mutton chop from
chop.
the Szechuan spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
But never meatloaf. Okay, so never meatloaf.
No,
What else?
loin chop, pork loin. That's the same
Pork
thing.
loin is different.
I think
it's
I've
from
had
a different animal, but it's the same part of the body.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've had like spare ribs maybe one time, and then a guy who eats
never had,
Indian food all the time was like, "This is too dirty for me."
Oh, really? Well, spare ribs are.
I was like, fuck this.
Isn't that that's Chinese though, right? Like spare ribs? Isn't that like
They do.
What
I
are-
guess
what
you
are
could
like
get a spare rib at
What
a
about
bar- any
like
barbecue.
American barbecue ribs?
There's ribs.
Beef ribs are really popular, like big beef ribs, and then they.
That's what I'm talking. So I never
And
had
little
that.
pork ribs.
Yeah, and
I
then the
had
pork
that
ribs are
once.
smaller.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know much about,
about, like,
clothes.
Yeah, we gotta take you to a barbecue spot and just fucking do it
Wait,
up.
when you were
dude.
touring through America and like hitting up all the college campuses and venues where you just hitting
Wherever
fast
there was
food?
Asian food,
Oh,
wherever
yeah.
there was anything Asian of any kind, that's
So, like,
where we
a lot
would
of
be.
Panda Express or like
No, we would find like the real shit
Like,
out there.
yeah,
As
yeah.
close to the real shit as you could in like Indiana or something. But
Okay.
like I think that's what another fun thing about touring was these kinds of like anthropological shits into like diaspora of like what the different Indian restaurants are like around the kind of country,
right.
or like going even to Europe or around the world. I would definitely like find out the dope Indian spot in like, you know, fucking Kuala Lumpur or wherever I was. And so even the music and food thing too. I mean, you're traveling around the world. You're either eating like shit from a gas station or like typically really good food, or promoters take you to nice restaurants. So it's just one or the other.
Where did you have the most surprising fire meal across the globe? Is there something that sticks out? Like just something that like blew your dick off and you're like, what the fuck? I'm in, you know, Bismarck.
Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe no.
I was just thinking about the I've been to Romania, and this has nothing to do with food, but that place felt like being in Blade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fucking home of the vampires, bro.
You see Andrew Tate while you're there?
Oh right, it is. No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that guy. That fucking
Transylvania.
right. No, now you
You felt like you were in
it's
Blade
Romania.
because that's where they're from.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also
I
like
ate
the
spare
old
ribs with
buildings
Steven-
and shit.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of just like the vibe, man. It was the
What's
vibe.
the capital of Romania?
Is it Bucharest?
Maybe I should know this. I'm like
Bucharest is
Romanian
where I was.
Hungarian, but I
Bucharest
don't know.
is Hungary.
Oh no, that's Budapest.
Budapest. Budapest.
I tried to rhyme these
Budapest.
two, and yes, Budapest and Bucharest do indeed rhyme. So if any
That's
listeners
coming
out
from a
there-
rapper. We can trust
Yeah.
him. If he says it
this
rhymes,
rhyme?
it rhymes.
This is verified.
Every motherfucking Romanian just looks like Steven Dorff.
Osama, Obama,
Yeah, check.
Bucharest, Budapest.
Right, Orange.
Oh, I feel like we're
Orange
cooking
in
up.
college.
Who was your favorite? So, like, obviously, you were chilling with the Das Racist fellas and Riz, like when you're on tour with them. But outside of like your bandmates, who are your favorite fellow musicians to hang out with?
Oh, that's a nice question.
Yeah,
I like Patrick Wimberly was and is amazing, and is
Okay.
like
Who was that?
Oh, he was in Chairlift, and he's a producer, and he produces.
you guys had a song with Chairlift,
bunch
right?
of shit. Yeah, we had a song with
Yeah.
Chairlift. He was in that band, but he's a producer right now. I mean, a lot of those early days of like Das Racist was coming out of, you know, part of that Williamsburg scene of like MGMT, kids we went to Wesleyan with, and
Right.
Gay Sayer, my friend Anand Wilder, who just put out an album this year. You should check out.
was the class of 2007 Wesleyan? Did that have the most outsized effect on American pop music?
2005 was MGMT. So,
Okay.
So that would be the-
and
Okay, 2005, 2007. But you guys overlapped.
2006 was Victor. 2007 was me. And then later was like Leaf. Keep Away was my year, if anyone listened to that indie rock band. And
What was the hipster frat at Wesleyan? What was it?
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
There's a frat called Eclectic.
It was a society.
Okay.
It started as a literary
I saw
society.
I saw
Got it.
Chromeo perform there.
We put on like the best shows in the school. And so
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah, I was definitely in that group of oddballs.
Chromeo played for like a few $100s and a bottle of Jack Daniels, and me and my friend Mikey Litwack,
Hell yeah.
we stole the bottle of Jack Daniels because there was no more alcohol on campus.
Right. So this was okay.
At Eclectic, yeah.
Yeah.
Like even the rappers attached to that scene. Also, we haven't mentioned like Vampire
So, yeah,
Weekend,
then-
like Ezra, right?
Yeah,
And
so like
shout out the
all
homie.
those kind of
But,
like Williamsburg indie rock.
So these are all
bands.
your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it. Sure.
It's like meet me in the bathroom.
or just anyone on the Last Huzzah remix.
yeah,
Like,
and then
like-
I was gonna say like yeah, but working
So
with
people in
Danny
the
and
last
Esquire.
chapter,
Yeah.
people in the last chapter meet me in the bathroom and
Yeah,
and
right.
rappers.
Yeah, kind of.
and then any rapper who's been on Vice.
internet rappers.
Yeah.
yeah, or like I
Vice
guess
rappers.
post Def Jux kind of like
Right,
you know,
right.
figuring out
But, like,
what rap is now.
Bronson, Mayhem Loren.
But
Sure,
who was
like-
who was like your favorite?
Yeah.
Was it Patrick from Chairlift?
To hang out with and stuff.
Yeah, just to chill up, just to kick you
Or
up.
like to, yeah, or any rappers to
I'm
smoke
probably
with.
Despot. Yeah, probably
Yeah?
Alec. Yeah, probably
Shout out
Alec.
Despot,
yeah.
bro.
Or he said besides the. I mean, like, he wasn't a Das Racist guy, so
Right,
probably
right,
Despot.
Yeah, okay.
What's
yeah.
the best despot story you can give us just off dome
I don't know. I was trying
without
to think.
incriminating him?
I was trying to think if he punched me in the face. I can't think of any of those. 'Cause
well, you'd
that-
have a fucking.
Yeah, I would
outline of
remember
his-
the ring.
of his
I was gonna
projects.
say,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd have a fucking souvenir.
Yeah,
For
no,
sure.
I don't have any crazy stories, but that was a fun tour with him and Danny and stuff. And when that was also
Was
just-
Danny fun to chill with?
Yeah, Danny was probably like, "What the fuck are these like?" I mean, yeah, it's
I like
actually.
your pants.
That's my Danny impression.
I think like yeah, we were on one, and the band was clearly breaking up at that point. So
Oh,
Danny
okay.
was just like, "What have I
Like the
gotten
most
myself into
unprofessional
on this
bullshit.
tour?"
Yeah.
Can I just get some
And,
Cool
like-
Ranch Doritos, please?
And like, why am I opening for these fucking idiots? Like, I should be headlining. And
Right.
so you know, which like obviously leveled out, but
Yeah, water always finds its level, my friend.
no, I mean that was definitely a fun tour. I'd say like it was chaotic and shit, but I don't know as far as like hanging out with people. It was all again kind of a blur, man.
It's all hate.
Kind of a blur, man.
Would you say that like generally maybe like you guys weren't that fun to be around at a certain point, like straight up?
on tour 30 dates or like for like a month and a half living in a van in hotels with us and being on stage with us.
Like,
If
fuck
I was
these
Danny
guys.
Brown, I'd be like, fuck these guys. Yeah, 100%.
That's
yeah.
gotta be true of most.
Most, yeah. You get sick of anybody on the road that much. And like bands are
I see
like,
Lawrence twice a week.
I mean, like, yeah, you guys know it's like a business.
We're
or a
going the way of
family,
Das
so-
Racist, dude. Das Racist, excuse me. Yeah.
Yo, real quick, what do
Yeah.
you think of people that pronounce it Das racist? Like,
Das.
you guys are German racists.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. I
Das.
guess that was part of the joke, so it's fine. I
Really?
guess we.
Oh, really? There's a
Yeah.
layer there?
There's a couple layers. There was
But
like
can you
Das
conf-
Effects was a layer.
Okay.
Can you
Das,
confirm
the
that it is
German.
Das racist?
It's Das Racist.
Das
yeah.
Racist.
Yo,
And it
Das
came
racist.
from Wonder Chosen. That little, there was like a an
yeah.
early meme
Great
again,
fucking
like
show.
of a kid yelling "Das Racist,"
Yeah.
a proto meme.
Slaves built America.
Love that
built
shit.
America.
Yeah, that chant, like yeah,
Shout out Wonder Chosen.
If you had to do it all over again,
yes.
starting
It's
in
good times.
07, whatever,
Serious stuff.
what's the one mistake you would avoid?
Starting when?
Like 06, 05, whatever, like whatever you're from
When did you first start
05 to 2012.
I guess like 09, I would say I started rapping.
That's
like,
crazy. You're like the guy who's like the transfer who's like comes from wherever like to America. He's like, yeah, I'll play football, and they're like a junior in high school, and then it's like getting D1 offers. Like,
But yeah,
you started
so, like,
rapping
the-
when you were like a grown man.
Yeah, totally a grown man, too old entirely probably, and
But the whole musical career from Das Racist, Sweatshop Boys,
I think
solo
sometimes
shit.
about like whether I would do it again or if I should have just been like an Indian kid that just did like has like a job
an-
and
a civilian?
and like is like owns a part. Like I
Do you-
think about comparing myself to my cousins and like other people that I've like grown up with and being the one kind of oddball in the family. Like, would I do it again? If I had to like answer that, like I would do it again. Which to other people, they're always like, obviously you would do it again. But if
You
I'm
can't
being,
change who you are. If you're the black sheep, like you couldn't even change.
yeah,
that,
but
right?
sometimes I do think like if I could not do music and just not have done that,
right.
a big part of me would have probably not wanted to have been in music and would have like I think about a parallel life where I didn't do any of this shit, and like that life seems appealing to me very
So there's
often.
a parallel timeline where alternate universe Himanshu
I didn't go to
is, like,
Wesleyan. I went to Dartmouth.
Right.
Okay.
You're
And,
driving a Volvo.
I just,
You're
like,
married,
only
kids?
hung out with like Indian people and continued like, or didn't hang out with like white people.
You're getting
And, like,
a
all the
table-
kind
You
of,
were
like,
poisoned by.
yeah.
You're getting a table for 8 at Dhamaka.
Yeah, I'm easily getting that table, right? And not because I did anything cool, just because I'm rich as fuck, right? Probably started some kind of a cool company thing.
But are you happy that you did do the music thing? And
Yeah, and then I think like that. Come on, like, of course, like I'm happy. It's cool because
You wanna be on this podcast.
Yeah, this that other guy's not doing any podcasts.
Well,
by
it's
the way.
also like there wasn't other shit like that, and if I do think about it, like I mean, I think it was cool. I think to be Indian and like as much of a cliche or how I feel weird about talking about this kind of stuff or not, but I did break with like a lot of the norms of like my
absolutely.
personal
Yeah,
experience.
100%.
And not all Indian people have this experience. A lot of them grow up with parents who are into music or into like follow your dreams. But I wavered back and forth on the do I feed into like the Asian parents don't support your music thing or do I not? I can only speak on my shit. They definitely like weren't into it and stuff. So
Really?
yeah, so that like has a big view as well on like how I look at shit. But if I had to do anything different, I don't know. It's either like
Get a
a
real
whole
manager?
bunch of shit. I was thinking about that. I was like, would
cover
I
your drink in Rapungi.
yeah.
yeah, cover my drink in Rapungi is one. I don't know. I really don't.
Take the Lou Reed kick.
I mean, is there?
it's either like 100 things or nothing. Like
Right,
it's,
that's
you
fair.
can't really like think about it in those terms. And like,
Because like part of me is like if the friendship and that closeness and then the working relationship like clearly created this fucking divide.
oh, there's no like, I wish we preserved the friendship or anything.
No,
like,
not even that. But I'm just like, if you guys had like a real manager or like, were you recorded by major labels? Like,
Yeah. I never.
So you could have
felt-
maybe gone a different route where like maybe now they're
Yeah,
still
but I
as
never would have
racist.
given up that 15 or 20% to some dude who could do what I could do. Like
That's
that. It just was.
You might have done a better job. Though,
I was
bro.
fucking coming from like doing $1 million contracts for like Wall Street execs as a headhunter and
Right.
signing like managing directors at Goldman Sachs, and to the point where I was going to let somebody my age do like a contract.
Let one of those guys do your
And,
contract.
then, and for some of those situations when I should have probably like calmed down and let somebody else
Sure.
do shit. But there were a lot of situations where like I said, I'm glad we own our masters. I'm glad
Right.
we didn't sign to a major. And like, so there's a lot of shit that I look back and I'm like, yeah. But I mean,
if the band Das Racist
the easiest
didn't-
answer to your question is like,
Yeah.
I would have been more present for it.
Right.
Mm,
And
okay.
that can be a bunch of different things.
Right.
But I would have been 100% more present for that experience. Yeah.
Respect.
Was there any single like moment was there a decision to kind of leave the spotlight behind and kind of become more of like a 9 to 5 guy, like working a job out in the suburbs?
Yeah, I think maybe that's part of what I was talking about like that parallel path. And like for me, I find myself often like I don't know if it's because of this career with ups and downs or like this, or not downs, just with really high highs, or like whether for can you repeat that?
Yeah, like was there a fork in the road, or did you just kind of like fall back into like that parallel life?
Oh, so I did. So I always thought about that parallel life, and then I kind of find myself between like wanting to go back to a version of myself that like I idealized that didn't exist, or like and totally like changing myself for a future where like I have to change myself for it, instead of like being in like the right now and like not in the midst of this entire existential life like overhaul. But I at some point needed to like be in a healthier, stable environment where I'm not like living in a van or a hotel, and where like I don't care what some fucking 15-year-old in some town that I don't give a shit about said about like you know what I'm wearing, and like or I'm not getting like this false sense of validation from this world that it shouldn't be as important as like the actual real world that's around me and stuff. So like I think for where I am, like I feel like I made some cool shit for a while.
Facts.
And that shit is cool as it is there,
right.
And I leave it there. And then like now there's like a bunch of cooler younger people doing ill shit that like I get to give a platform to, whether at Spotify or now Audio Mac, or like there's entire cultures like with Punjabi, what like I want to put it on the map, like Afro beats, where like you can hear it in my voice, like the passion comes back in these other ways, right? So like I'm kind of in that zone right now where I want to like. Yeah, like I'm happy with the 9 to 5, but it's not like what is my 9 to 5? I listen to music, I talk to artists,
Yeah.
I like talk to other.
It's an extension of the old Heems, but in a less chaotic way. Not to be reductive, but you kind of had your cake and you're getting to eat it too in a different way.
And like fuck the humility. It's hard to be like an artist who gets to transfer to the other side of shit.
Right.
It's like my man Nate, who was in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and then signed The Weeknd. Nate out, and there's like a couple other fucking people.
Shout out that guy. What the fuck? Wait, what did he do? Did he play trombone in the Boston's? What was his?
I don't know what he played, but he just became an A&R, and like I kept in
and he
touch
found The
with-
Weeknd?
He was at
My guy could skank.
Yeah, he at Universal signed The Weeknd.
That's fire, bro.
How
And,
rich is
like,
he now?
But I would like look out. Who are these guys who have figured out the formula?
Who
and like,
signs the paychecks?
like who's made it from being in a band, not just like being washed up or totally having to recreate their career, or not dying of an overdose, or like not
right.
like who and how have they made it and what have they done? And whether they're still doing music, whether it's something totally different. How many like ex-musicians now have like gone to like data boot camps, or like like that is a subset of musician in their 30s, so
Totally.
this is the world as like a 37-year-old
This is the way.
fucking
You
washed
didn't have
up.
to
I was gonna go
Yeah.
with washed up music.
You haven't had to
so
completely-
rappers never survive past like 35.
Yeah.
So now there's this whole new fucking like I don't know, final frontier.
But it's part of like, even back then, like I wasn't present, right? But I was thinking about, I'm going to need a 9 to 5, 10 years from now, so I should manage this band. So it fucked me to not be in the present, but like at the same time, looking ahead like that, I kind of like.
That was the trade-off, clearly.
Yeah, I it's the trade-off of being someone who is like anxious about the future and depressed about the past.
Oof. That's a tough combo, dog.
Sorry
Yeah.
you brought up that depressive past
Bummer.
Yeah.
for the last hour and 15 minutes.
we made a record in my life. No. I guess I've talked about mental health already. Great.
True.
No, you're
What do you think of Nav? Speaking of, talk about fucking.
Yeah, Nav is
you
all right.
breaking down barriers and letting the first brown boy to get popping.
Nav. All right. So at first I would have been like, fuck this guy, and whatever. And,
He's dusty ass season.
I don't know if it's like, fuck other Indian people making music. There could only be one. If you go like to a party and there's another Indian guy and you're like, hey, tonight I'm the Indian guy tonight. Like, you got to check your schedule and go to a different one.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then like,
You're at the wrong place. You're down the block.
Yeah, so that's how me and Dap became best friends.
Right.
So there was a bit of that, and then there was just like a bit of curiosity. But then one, the guy makes good music.
Great
and
producer,
two,
too.
like everybody's like friends with him. So it's like he's got to be like a good time, or like a good guy.
What do you
He's gotta
think?
be like,
What do you think of his Dusty Caesar?
yeah. I mean, I think there's a school of like
Which you also had the Amelie bangs, like a little bit. Like,
Oh, my Amelie bangs are gone now. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
we
but-
were looking at the picture and we were dying because you literally look like the little lad from the Berries and Cream Starbucks. shit.
Right. No, I wanted to feel like, how when girls
feel
start
pretty.
going through like a phase and they get
Yeah.
bangs,
Yeah.
I wanted to feel
How
like
Heems
that.
got his groove back. He got banged.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Should I get
I
bangs?
actually was there was
Change
a,
your hair, change your life.
there was a how Stella got her groove back and Amelie kind of moment going on there for sure.
Does it bother you that Nav calls himself the first brown boy to get it popping when that is empirically false?
No,
based on
and
you
it's not
Dap?
because it's me. It's because it's like Apache Indian, or it's like Bapi Lahiri,
Okay,
or it's
touche.
like the guy from Corner Shop, that band that did "Everybody Needs a Bosom for Your Pillow." Or there's been a lot of brown people.
you think
you
he
can't
was-
be the first
But I think he's talking about hip hop, right?
Do you think you listen to that?
to get it popping. No,
Yeah.
he has no idea who I am. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
No idea
Yo,
who I am.
he's so-
How famous do you guys think I am? That's why I'm shocked. I'm
Pretty
here.
fucking famous.
No, no.
No?
I mean, Nav is pretty more famous than you.
Yeah,
and
Nav,
us.
Nav has no idea who I am. Most like real rappers have no idea.
But he might have been in his
Mm.
like teens when like Das Race was at its peak.
Yeah, but he's
And
Canadian.
Sweatshop,
Like
and
you-
Sweatshop Boys too. Like
Nav might know who Riz is. I don't even know if Nav knows who Riz is. I mean,
does Riz know
He's
that?
like, oh yeah, Sound of Metal. That was sick.
right? Like what do you think? Like, but actually, no. Okay, like no, because rap fans do like Riz because of the night of. So I've seen.
Oh
like,
sure,
like Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner, and like I'm hanging out like 10 feet away from Kylie Jenner at Coachella, and Travis Scott is talking to Riz about how much he loves the night of, and
Big
Riz
John
is
Turturro
just
guy.
like American rappers or something in his
Right,
head,
right.
and I'm like, what is going
Scrumptious.
on?
Who when Das Races was at its peak, and we've talked about a lot of awesome people like Lou Reed and Bourdain and all that. Was there someone super surprising that you were like, I can't believe they're a fan, that like maybe gave you some love, whether it was public or like private? Like, are you just like, what the fuck?
No, I can't think of anything really.
Okay.
I mean, there were probably like.
We got all the name drops out of the way in the first hour.
I'm trying to think in the other direction if it was somebody where I'm just like, how did they come across this? Like
Like a politician or just somebody random or something, like
who's that director that was dating like Harry Styles?
Olivia Munn. No, Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde. Who
Right.
used to be married to Sudeikis or was with Sudeikis.
Right. Rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John too.
Yo,
Yeah.
100%. Let's not bury the
Just-
lead.
Big rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Was she a fan?
I think she tweeted about like Pizza Hut Taco Bell got to people, so it was kind of like
right.
weird as to
She
like,
came
who-
up recently too. Oh, Kareem.
Yeah.
She just loved Kareem's Egyptian, right? She just loves, I think she likes brown
Is
guys.
Kareem
too.
a film producer?
No, Kareem is a comedian.
Oh, right. Wait, a TV kind of online TV thing. You
Yeah.
can cut this part out.
No, no,
You
it's
don't want
fine.
them to-
No,
I
no.
don't know what the fuck.
Oh,
that's
well,
fine.
you kind of nailed it, honestly.
Yeah, all right.
But okay, so shout out Olivia Wilde.
But
So she
okay,
was
so-
fucking with it. All right, that's cool.
Yeah,
we mentioned Nav's Dusty Caesar
Nov.
and Das Race.
Nov racist.
Das Racist was. You guys had like a look that was kind of like people had to focus on like the hipster rap shit, right? Like the skinny jeans. And the
No, we
fucking
got a
scarves.
rap for because like Victor dressed in like thrift shop stuff and was like
Yeah.
California punk shit, and I like it's not like I had
What
a
were you
great
doing?
sense of style or anything.
Japanese apparel.
I came out of like wearing Echo in high school and shit like that, so it's not like my sense of. But it was.
I
very,
do think we once stole Echo together. I will say that in high school.
Oh shit! The fucking place with the clothes.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
I actually wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Was that real?
That was real.
I don't remember things.
Wait, what?
There was so we went to Stuyvesant, which was in Tribeca, which it sounds crazy to say right
Yo,
now.
thank you for
but
remembering this.
Tribeca was a bit of a rundown spot. Like once you got off like Chamber Street and like Duane and Reed, there was like an industrial part of Tribeca. And there was this warehouse,
And after 9/11 too, there was like
well, especially after 9/11.
Yeah.
But like what Tribeca is now, like sky rises, Taylor Swift, everything like that didn't really exist to this extent when we were there in like early 2000s. And there was like a warehouse where clearly a bunch of shit had fallen off a truck and it was just mostly Echo. And you could go in there and it was such this like open floor space that you could just like stuff your pants with Echo and stuff your jacket with Echo and just walk out.
it was all kinds of. It was 555 Soul too.
Oh.
There was like that era of clothes. There was
Yeah.
Echo. There was some crazy anime shirt, button down
There's
shirt I had.
It was academics, pre-DJ
Yeah,
academics.
Eniche,
Yeah.
Mecca, and then
The anime shirts were big back then. The Dragon Ball Z shirts.
exactly. It was some of that shit, and definitely like
Was the tree? Oh, LRG.
Yeah.
there was some LRG. I was
Yeah.
into them, I guess, a little bit in high school. But yeah, certain different people from school stole a lot of shit from that place, and then we all would see each other wearing those clothes at school and kind of give each other like a head nod, because it was different crews of people too who didn't really mix, but I guess fashion here being like a unifier,
Right.
where like it was like some of the Indian kids, you know, some of the white kids, some of the Korean kids, and you know, and we stole so much shit from like those places.
I don't know
had
what
to,
that
The
was.
great unifier.
everybody
thievery.
just packed their bags and pants full of shit and walked out
Yeah.
of there. Like they had to have known.
Feeling like
They
Casper
didn't
the
go
Goose.
You know what was dope? Tenton Trails, I guess, too, was like
Oh,
around
that
the
was right
corner
there,
in
yeah.
Tribeca.
Yeah,
So
few blocks
that was,
south.
you couldn't really steal from there as much.
No.
But
Right
they
by the-
had dope North.
Right by
North
the New
Face
York
and
Doll
shit.
Strip Club, where somebody got murdered outside of it with a brick.
Only
in the
once?
back of the dome.
Oh, with the brick. Okay.
When we were in school.
Oh, okay.
When we were in school
Yeah,
there.
shout out that guy just looking for
Yeah.
a good time.
When you went from New York City to Wesleyan, was there like culture shock? Because you're going from like,
It wasn't like
Queens.
New York City. Yeah, I mean,
did people fuck with the way you like all your echo? and
oh, I
Simplified
told you
Soul?
No, I had like a giant cubic zirconia earring, like that. Like rich kids from Wesleyan were just like, look at this poor fuck, you know. And
Freaks
then,
of CZ.
Yeah, you might
And
as well
then-
have poor written on your forehead.
you know, I was wearing like the Nuggets throwback jerseys, but not even
Tight.
like I could afford the Mitchell and Ness, just
Right,
like the
right.
replica fucking shit. And
not stitched on.
you know,
Screen
Averex jackets,
Right.
smoking Newports, and like, you know, somebody would be like, yo, can I bum a cigarette? And I'd be like, yeah, man. Ugh, Newport. And I'm like, you know, a second ago, like I wasn't feeling like any worse or better about myself.
Right,
and then
right,
you
right.
fucking come over here.
Looking for a favor, a handout.
Newports, you know, like fuck you, man.
I summer in Newport. I don't smoke them.
Yeah, exactly.
They want a Parliament light, dude.
And then I remember when like the Bluetooth ear things became cool, I guess, in New York, or when they became a
Like
thing.
the earpiece.
The ear Bluetooth, you know, thing. I definitely was walking around campus with that and like an Averex jacket, and everyone's like, look at this fucking jerk off, you know? So I was that guy for a while. And then
Did you relish that though? Or did it make you feel bad?
I think
about yourself?
slowly it made me change how I dress
Oh,
and
damn,
like
okay.
into like whiter shit, probably. Yeah.
Damn, you were bullied.
I think so.
Wesleyan had like has a weird or does have like a very blue blood like through line. Like they're big into hockey and shit, right? Like
Yeah, there's fraternities at the same time as like all the Grateful Dead hippie shit and like hipster shit. There's, you know, there's old, you know, Delta Kappa Epsilon. And there's like really
Yeah.
old. It's an old ass school because
Yeah.
like, you know, eclectic. We were talking about the art like
it got
society.
banned.
It got. Yeah, I
shut
don't even
down
know
or
what's going
something, I
on
don't
with that, but that shit's from like 1837. So yeah,
Damn.
it's there's some old white shit going on.
Real
there.
roots, dude.
Secret societies and shit.
Looking back, what's a personal style phase you went through that you now regret the most? And you have to name one. You can't play it off as like, oh, no regrets.
I just probably being sickly thin.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
there was
Yeah?
a period with blonde hair where I was sickly thin, like wearing a lot of designer and stuff. And it's not so much the clothes.
What year
or
is
like
this?
the
Was
blonde
this-
hair.
is this solo era?
2015, yeah.
Okay.
That it was more just the not being healthy. So it's not like a clothing thing, but just like
Just bad vibes, like just cursed vibes.
Yeah,
I can tell.
just like
Inside to outside, yeah.
heroin chic or whatever.
Right.
Mm.
Was that you trying to like, is that like succumbing to external pressures of like, now I'm a solo artist, like I'm trying to figure this out on my own, and it's like people influencing you to like,
The weight loss?
yeah, or to lose weight or to dress a certain way or spend your money a certain way?
No, it
or-
wasn't so much as a solo artist, but it was just like yeah, just not being healthy and like and then also like I said, like these manic kind of episodes of wanting to dress up and wearing Margiela and wearing like all these shits and spending mad money on like, you know, these brands and Hermes scarves, of course, like blowing
Which is sick
fucking
though.
5 to 10 grand over like, you know, on just the scarf and then losing them
Yeah, right.
throughout the country, you know, like leaving them
Follow
about.
the trail of Hermes
Trail of
scarves
scarf
to find
tears.
Heems.
That
yeah.
that started the Hermes thing with being insanely out of my mind at an airport in Copenhagen and then just ganking a fucking scarf from the shop at duty free
Really?
and then like spending the next 3 days paranoid I was gonna get arrested.
Yeah, you weren't like
for,
on your ASAP Rocky locked up in Sweden shit?
Yeah,
That's a
Locked up
different
abroad?
story I can't get into about Sweden and yeah, I didn't get treated like him, but for a different time.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Damn,
well,
okay.
part two. Well, you're looking healthy now. You're healthy on the inside, on the outside.
Convincing.
Thanks.
You got-
I tried, right?
You got fulfillment and nourishment coming straight from the garden, but we got to talk about everyone's favorite topic. How much money do you make?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
I make enough now
Yeah.
for me to like live the way I want to live.
Nice.
But I can always make some more if,
That's facts,
if
bro.
my bosses are listening.
How much money did you make as a rapper?
There was a year where I made like 200 grand. That was like
from straight rapping.
From rapping. And yeah, we didn't get, again, merch deals. We didn't get partnerships.
Right.
But this is 2000.
Oh, we did get a Kmart like ad once.
What?
Word?
Yeah.
Was that the single?
Actually, the Kmart ad was like this one of the probably the singlest big like the singlest biggest That's Racist check. And then just now, Sweatshop Boys got put in 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, which is like,
oh shit,
You got
bro.
the
Yeah.
MCU money?
so now. Oh, not just that, bro. They mentioned Sweatshop Boys in the MCU, bro. I'm in.
You guys
the
exist in the
universe.
MCU,
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess somebody explained to me, Riz is also an actor and he's also in the MCU.
Oh, is he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
and so
shit.
he's in Venom, I think. So he's in the MCU.
Oh, that's right.
Wait,
So
with
they
Tom
fucked
Hardy,
up.
he's in Venom.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
Is he the
Yeah.
bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played
He's like,
like
the social
these
media
tech
Oh,
startup
yeah,
bad guys.
dude.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the same tech startup bad guy in Bourne, too.
in Bourne.
In one of the Bourne movies, he
Well,
was in there
the one
playing
with
like
Renner,
a tech
the one with
startup.
Renner.
Right, right.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
the
favorite
whack one,
musician,
the whack one.
Jeremy Renner.
Wait, so
Yeah,
Sweatshop
yeah.
Boys are also in the Bourne cinematic universe?
No, just Riz. No.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
love that, obviously. I'm a huge Bourne fan.
Right,
I'm a
right.
Bourne man.
You're Bourne man.
Yeah, I'm a big Bourne
He was
man.
born to run.
You're
dude.
born like
I'm a
this.
Bourne man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's Himanshu.
Yeah,
Suri.
there we go.
Wait, was the Walmart check the biggest
Yeah.
single paycheck you ever got?
And then give us the figs.
or
dude.
was it the MCU?
The Kmart check was like 30 grand or
Kmart.
something.
and then what was it? What
Sweet.
was Marvel?
Like 10. Oh, well, total or
What was your cut?
You said 2 episodes. So that 2
my
checks?
cuts were different for each band because based on
Well, one's divided by 3 and one's divided by 2.
kind of, but then the producer
That got a
bunch.
third?
I think the Kmart shit I made like 15 stacks, and then like the Marvel shit maybe like around 10 stacks or something.
Okay. Did you blow it all instantly?
The clothes I'm wearing right now, yeah,
Yeah.
mostly. The Prada boots and everything.
What was after the Kmart check? What was the attaboy then? Like, what did you get yourself as like a celebratory gift, or maybe nothing? But I know that money went.
I
somewhere.
can't legally say.
Oh, okay, respect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
say less.
What was the biggest bag you ever fumbled?
Yeah.
Oh God, like my stock shit. Oh man, I don't want to talk about it because it's mad painful. But
Wait, what do you
could-
mean? Like
I- I'm-
your stock shit?
I fumbled like 50 stacks, like as a bag,
Oh, like at a former employer that is now publicly traded?
maybe something like that.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
all
I
right.
see. We just meant like you guys, Das Racist being like a fucked up liability, like blowing an opportunity with the
The
sponsor.
whole band probably breaking up was the bag.
Yeah,
getting
right,
fumbled,
as we
or
established,
just
right.
the whole band existing. Like
So Pizza Hut and
Probably
Taco
shouldn't
Bell
have existed.
never approached you guys ever, or
no, the one association we had with them is we played a show in Korea, and like the promoter that night got like Pizza Hut, Taco Bell from Seoul to like be like a co-sponsor of that
Okay.
event. That's the closest we
but
came
there
to
was
like,
never like a deal
and there was
for
a fire on stage that night. That was cool. Korea was cool, and that was
Yeah.
before
Some
I got
fire sauce
punched
from
in
Taco
both
Bell.
eyes by Dap. Yeah.
Wow, what a fucking night.
Yeah.
Obviously you guys have some legendary nights under your belt. What was the most that you ever spent in a night just partying?
I don't know. Nothing more than like $1,000 or so.
Okay.
Nothing more than like.
I guess when you're a talent, you don't really spend your money.
hopefully
right?
not. If you're
No,
lucky.
I definitely. I mean, like, yeah, nothing crazy like that. No.
What do you like to spend your hard-earned money on these days?
Besides soccer jerseys,
And fertilizer.
Prada boots, and fertilizer.
That's a great fucking trio right there, though.
Yeah. Do I need to spend my money on any more shit?
No, dude,
I don't
that's
know.
a
You tell
triumvirate
us.
for sure, doggy.
I was gonna get a car, and then I heard. I mean, I have right now like a. What am I whipping? I'm whipping an ES300
Whew.
2010, and I was thinking about getting
Got
something new.
Bluetooth in that bitch.
And
Maybe.
I think it does. Yeah.
Okay.
And, it still got CDs. So.
Hell yeah.
Very
Which is
fucking
great.
reliable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
And so Show Me and Tash, my boys who know about cars, were,
Oh.
or Show Me who knows about cars, the director from, all this shit.
Tash
was
just texted
like,
me.
Don't buy
Shout out
a
Tash.
car right now, and your Lexus is cool. And so now maybe I'm gonna get a paint job. Maybe that's what I'm
Ooh.
gonna get. Is
Ice cream paint.
maybe
job.
get a little paint job. I think that's
Shout
my
out
next
Duros.
big thing.
All right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Heems, thank you so much
Thank
for coming
y'all.
on to the
Yeah, we
Voices
appreciate
you,
Podcast
dog.
That Matters. Before
Yeah.
you get out of here
Right. Right.
and head back to Hicksville,
Right. Plainview. Yeah. But next
Plainview,
door.
get
Yeah.
some
Sure.
fucking-
Same shit.
Yeah.
get some
Yeah. Right on.
skinny jeans picked up from the Punjabi
Yeah.
tailor,
Prince Taylor.
Prince Taylor. We
Yeah,
want to
Punjabi. I've learned.
Punjabi.
I started correcting people late into
Oh,
my
really?
life.
really.
Punjabi, not to
Punjabi.
be confused with Punani, you juvenile fucking children.
Damn.
Punjabi.
Punjabi.
So
yeah.
it was Punjabi MC.
Yeah.
And people just
All this
and
time.
everyone just all the white people.
He even
just
spells it Panjabi.
Really?
Some
Really?
people anglicize it as Punjabi with PU. Some people anglicize it as
Damn.
A. But even at like
Punjabi.
Audio Mac at work, like I let everybody say Punjabi for like
No.
a year, and then I was just
And
like,
then you flip it on.
Hey,
That's
guys.
that's an alpha move.
I've also let people mispronounce my name for like a year on
What's
end.
the biggest mispronunciation?
My
you
boss
get?
at Spotify called me Heman for like a year. Like there was an N at the end of the abbreviation. So it wasn't quite
Instead of
Himanshu
Hema.
or Hema.
right.
It was just trapped in the middle. And then like maybe after like a year, I was like, it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah.
You know,
Make up your mind, dog.
she was just so cool. I felt
Yeah.
bad. Like
Right. It wasn't like from a place of, malice or anything, but
Right.
eventually you got to be like, yo, you're pronouncing my name.
Yeah,
wrong.
but I think for other people, they might not wait a year. Like,
Yeah, right.
like, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
Heems, we want to offer up some constructive criticism
Sure.
because you're doing fucking well.
Sure.
You're out here putting on Punjabi MCs and B-boys, not just Punjabi MC.
Right.
And that like fucking like the UK, mainly focus on the UK scene.
UK, Europe, Canada. I'm out here just doing like global music.
You're out here doing global music. You're harvesting
The
global
Lord's work.
vegetables,
Yeah.
pushing a fucking ES 200 or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Add another fucking digit.
It's okay. It's fine. It's not-
We want to offer up some constructive criticism so you can do even better.
please,
Right?
please.
I'll go first. You talked about your rich history as a youth,
Yeah,
kind of or in organizational activities.
Sure.
Why don't you resurrect the third world gang that you started at Sty High and let's fucking get in some gray market activities.
What
Profit.
kind of activities are we talking about here?
Stealing jackets.
Yeah.
Oh, so just
sure.
go back in time. Like
Let's,
20
let's
years.
rob the Prada store.
Let's
I'd
get
be
that
into
fucking
that.
whatever that warehouse was that had all the echo. Let's get that popping again.
So that really happened.
That really happened.
I love how we got to the bottom of that. Or that honestly, it was a joy to watch you guys get to the bottom
It
of that.
felt like a fever dream because it was so easy to steal
right,
so
well,
much clothing.
There was, I mean, again, I just don't remember a lot of shit, man. I smoke a lot of weed and stuff. And then also
Were
around
you smoking on the pier?
yeah, and then around
Or on the wall?
9/11, like my head went crazy
Yeah.
when that happened, and so it was
That was
also
the
tough to
asbestos.
like remember how much shit was real,
Yeah.
and like you know, because it was when you see two planes hit a building, you're like, is this real? And so stealing an EJ clothes,
Right.
you're like, what part of like that weird period
Yeah.
of time was this?
It was all
Okay.
a dream.
That's fair. Great constructive criticism, James.
Thank
as
you.
always.
How was that constructive? What did you say,
Bro, it just fucking chill,
Okay,
bro.
sorry, man.
Come on,
Sorry,
man.
guys.
Can we do our job?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really go ahead.
Heems. Here's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, tell me.
When's the last time you hit the booth and you spit? Can you remember?
Yeah, I can remember.
When is it? When was it?
I did a thing for your old Droog, like a couple of weeks ago.
Like a feature?
Like a feature, but like he kind of told me what to say for the feature. He had something in mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, respect. All right.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you're kind of like not in retirement, but
yeah,
you
like-
obviously don't rap as much. I'm thinking maybe we could maybe break you
Oh,
off
fuck.
a little bit and you could spit a quick 16 about fashion podcasting and for maybe get us a new little theme song.
I can try to put some bars together about fashion
Fuck yeah.
potting.
We'll rap a
Fucking-
Stofa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stole for these nuts. Yeah.
How does this? You just want me to spit like 16 is way too much. I'll do a couple bars. Yeah.
Like right
Like
now.
right now,
What
you
is it
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Off
you wanna do it right
dome?
now?
No, not yeah. Off the dome.
Anytime we have like whether it's we'll say an artist, so a rapper or a comedian, and we're like, tell us a joke or spit us some bars, everyone's like, yo, fuck you. Like, but this is go, the floor is yours, dude. If
Whatever you
wanna-
want.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, man. No, it's cool, man. So Larry and Jimmy, yo, I'm hanging on the pod. When it comes to clothes, man, they the fit gods.
Ooh.
Jimmy, that's my man. Yeah, we used to go to Sty. Jimmy on the pod getting guap, man, he fly. Larry in the chair with the mic on his hand. Larry, he the man. He got the master plan.
Woo!
Got a little MacBook. Make a little rap. Talk about the clothes for the kiddos. That's a fact. Up in Greenpoint. Hey, yo, look at the view. Hey, yo, my girl wearing Chanel. Look at my boo. Yeah, I call her Coco. She say that it's true. She say, you wearing so much Prada. I want to be with you. Something like that.
Yeah, that was
All
fucking
right,
awesome. All right, that's
I
an
don't know why
all-timer.
like camera like it. Yeah.
You were fucking, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Oh,
to
man,
watch.
still got
It's
it.
like you
Still got it.
still
Still
got
got
it,
it.
bro.
Switched it
All right.
on. You switched it on.
Woo!
Heems,
Riding
thank
a
you
bike.
so much for coming
Wow.
on to and rapping about the only podcast that matters.
Yes.
I hope you had as much fun as we
This
did.
was fun.
Where can the kids follow you? What do you want to plug? The floor is yours, even more so than it just was when you spit off the
Yeah,
dome.
fucking at Nehru Jackets on IG, at
Bars.
Himanshu. But don't actually follow me there because I delete everything.
Good Twitter follow though.
No,
in
great
those,
Twitter when it
2
exists,
weeks.
yeah.
In those 2 week bursts, great Twitter.
Yeah,
follow.
yeah. Well, depending on my manic state of mind, maybe
Yes.
Twitter, maybe IG. I'm not really pushing shit out there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Stay
Just try
tuned,
to be
though.
a good person. Find your pockets of joy. You know, golden rule. You know, do unto others. You know what I'm saying? Like life is real hard right now. Try to be there. You know, be present. Appreciate the small things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, treat the elderly well. Stop Asian hate. Black Lives Matter.
Facts.
And yeah, just like, you know, if you out there, anybody, and you're out there struggling and you're really vulnerable and stuff, you know, just like, look, you can do things. You can get out there. You can be on the Throwing Fits pod one day. So I just
Maybe
want to
one
give
day.
them a moment of hope.
Aim
Like,
higher is what I would say to that.
that's all I
Heems,
got. Yeah.
You're the fucking man, bro.
That
Thank you
was
so
awesome.
much,
This is
dude.
fun.
Jeff, take us out.